Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Rockstar Week here on Series E. I'm your host, Yeso. Super excited to be here as we continue Week 2 of Season 3 here on Series E. It's been a fun start to the week, and we're ready to keep it rolling. Now, for those of you that are new to Series E and what we do here at Esports Arena, I just kind of want to break down how things work for you, okay? Now, Series E is a professional Apex Legends open circuit that absolutely anyone can join. We have 9 teams who qualified either through our open qualifiers prior to the season or through their placement in Season 2 of Series E. Those 9 teams have now been drafted and signed by our 9 partnered brands. All of those players now make $750 a month salary, as well as compete weekly for points and prize money every Tuesday night against other open squads just like they used to be, as well as every single Wednesday like tonight against some of the best pros from all across North America. Now, if you and your squad want to get in on the action, make sure to head over to matchareno.com/ESA for a shot at being a future Series E Pro. I also believe you can use ! sign up in Twitch chat if you want to get that link as well. So make sure you do that. Now, I mentioned it is Rockstar this week, but I do want to look back at last week's action a little bit here before we get into the fun for today. And that's going to start with a look at G2 Esports. This is a team that I have very highly ranked amongst the pro squads coming into this season. And if you're curious about my rankings of the other pro squads, you can actually use ! Power Rankings to get the link to my Pro Team Power Rankings article that we released earlier this week. But let's look at G2's performance last Wednesday. They had 46 total kills throughout the night. And you'll see on the bottom, Designful had 23 kills of the total 46 for his team. So a big performance from Designful. He was super clutch throughout the night, hitting a lot of great shots. They won 2 games, and they placed top 3 in 4 out of these 6 total games on the night, giving them that average placement of 6.17. So G2 was absolutely dominant in last week's action. It was our first official night of Series E for Season 3, and they came out swinging, and the question is, can they do the same here tonight? I would say it's not unlikely. I think this is a very strong squad that deserves a ton of respect. I think they should be spoken about with the likes of C9, TL, TSM as like the top tier pro squads here in North America. They're going to be coming out strong tonight. But we'll have to see if maybe a team Rockstar, who had a 2nd place finish last night, can continue some momentum here into the action here tonight. But before we get to the games, we have a little bit of fun that we like to do here at Series E, and it's for the first time this season. I'm excited to get back to our good old game show, Deal or Steal. I've got a very special guest joining me here on the show before we get into the action tonight, and it is Styx of 303. So excited to have you here. Styx, thanks so much for joining me. How are we doing today, my man?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Hey, pleasure to have you. We got some awesome prizes here that you can play for today. If you folks at home want to get in on the action, just make sure you subscribe to us here at twitch.tv/esportsarena. You'll have a shot to come and play Deal or Steal with me at some point this season. But I could break down how the game works for all of you at home. And for Styx here, we got 20 Apex crates with a range of awesome prizes from all of our partners, as well as some Esports Arena swag sprinkled in there as well. Okay, we're going to go through multiple different rounds of eliminating crates after Styx chooses one to hold on to at the start of the show. Now, at the end of every single round, I will have a deal for Styx that either he can elect to take and go home with that prize, or he can elect to steal and keep playing the game. If we get down to the end of it, he takes none of my deals. We'll crack open the crate that he chose, and he will win what's inside. Sound good to you?
Works for me.
All right, sounds great. Let's get the game up on the board. We can play some Deal or Steal. I'm excited to have it back. It's the first time here in Season 3, and there we go. Okay, 20 crates up on the board. You can see all those awesome prizes you can win there on the right side. And the question right now, Styx, is what's that lucky number?
I mean, we want to start it off. We just want to grab the Xbox right away. I think that's the goal here, right? Yeah, let's you know, I think 12. 12 is my lucky number. I'm gonna go with it. We're gonna send it on 12.
Okay, Styx says number 12 is the lucky one, so we'll set that one aside for him here to start off the show. Now, 3 rounds to go. The first one, 9 crates gotta go. So we're gonna pop open 9 of these suckers, see what's inside, cross those prizes off, and keep going. So let's start it off one by one here, Sticks.
All right, let's see. Let's get 17 out of the way to start off.
Okay. Sticks says 17 down to that bottom left corner. Let's see if we get some good luck here at the start. Want to knock off some of those white tiers early, and it's Rockstar Week. It's a Rockstar pack. Okay. That's a good start to the show.
All right. Let's see. How about we hit 4 next?
Number 4. Okay, pick off those corners here.
Yes, sir.
Got one of the white tiers off. See if we can keep that rolling. Some great prizes from Razer up there. The Xbox Series X that Sticks already has his eye on. Oh, no. You said it was at 12, Sticks. Come on.
I know. Oh, gosh. That's going to be hard to recover from.
Okay. Everybody take a breath.
A little straighter.
That's a bit of a gut punch.
Straighter.
That's a little bit of a gut punch at the start.
A little bit.
But there's still some good Razer prizes. Plenty of awesome stuff there. Yeah. Right?
My luck. All right. Let's do 9 this time around.
Okay. Number 9. We need to get back into the swing of things here. Get back to those white tiers. Let's crack this sucker open.
Give me another white tier.
4,800.
I'm on a roll. Okay. That's not terrible. It's not.
You got all those heirlooms already, Sticks? If so, that doesn't.
I do not.
Okay.
I do not. It stings a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay.
All right. 3 down.
All right.
6 more to go this round.
Let's do 7.
7, he says. Okay. Up into that
Usually
second
lucky,
row.
but let's see.
Got inside. It's gonna be a Series E jersey of your choice. Hey, the good thing here, you get 2 shots at the Series E jersey. There's also the Esports Arena mystery boxes up there. So if you want some Esports Arena swag, you still got shots at it.
All right. At this rate, I think it's looking like I'm going for the water bottles.
Hey, I will say, worst case scenario, I've drank a lot of Splash here at the studio. Actually, very refreshing. I'm a fan. And I typically don't go for the flavored waters, but they're actually very good.
Okay. I won't cross them out yet. Let's do 6.
For 6. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Staying in those single digits. It's going to be the other Series E jersey of your choice.
Okay.
I mean, hey, you already got you're on team 3 of 3.
We're fine.
Right? You got the squad, the jersey that you really want, so that's okay.
Exactly. That's an excellent point. Those are nice jerseys though.
Right. They're nice. Hey, I'm ripping one right now. They're very comfortable. Not gonna lie. Champion did a great job.
Oof. All right. I gotta stay away from those single digits. Those are destroying me.
They've been burning me, man. I was gonna say.
I'm gonna move down. We're gonna go straight for 20.
Okay.
Go as far away from those as possible.
Hey, you had a great start at 17 in that bottom row. I'm feeling good about this one. Let's see what's in 20.
I should have stuck with it.
What do we got here? A $50 Walmart.
Oh my gosh.
That's a lot of pop.
I'm trying to see. I'm just trying to cross off the bottom half. I don't know if you noticed my strategy yet, but we're working on it. We're getting there.
It's all right. You just isolate that one last prize down there that you want. You know, is it the backpack? Right. Is it those Black Shark V2 Pros? You just leave that one there.
Yeah. Okay. I've got it in my mind's eye. The under 10 has betrayed me, and over 10 has also betrayed me. I'm feeling 10. Let's just go straight down the middle because I can't trust either side at this point.
Okay. A little bit of an adjustment to the strategy. Let's see what's inside number 10.
A little bit.
Can we get a little luck here for Sticks? Come on, give me something. There we go.
Okay. See?
The Pringles pack.
So that was it.
Okay. The strategy, we're just refining it here. I believe that is...
We are refining it.
7. Yeah, that's 7 off the board. 2 more to go this round.
All right, so 2 more. I'm not quite on a roll, but we're getting it back. Let's go... let's go 13. I don't like 13.
Okay. Is it going to be lucky number 13? And, ooh, okay.
Okay. Oh,
stings a little bit.
Okay.
Still another mystery box left on the board, so all is not lost here. Last one for this round before I got a deal for you.
Last one is gonna have to be 15. There's that big bunch in the bottom right that I haven't touched. So
Okay.
Let's break it up.
Number 15. We need a good pull here at the end of the round, and it's one of the
there we
two
go.
Nestle Splash water
Splash
packs.
now.
That's a good way to finish the round. This was a roller coaster ride this first round, Sticks. I feel for you. You're like,
bit.
yeah, the Xbox is in number 12.
You know,
and
I
then
came in strong.
You kind of fell apart there in the second crate.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. You know, my dad has always told me power of positive thinking. If you think you're gonna win, you're more likely to, and it didn't work out there. I'm gonna be honest, but it's okay.
You know, the great thing about Deal or Steal is it's a win no matter what. You said earlier, if you go home with a box of 48 Pop-Tarts, that's a dub. There's still all the Razor products still up there, still plenty of Apex coins. So I think we're still in it here. But I got to give you a deal here for the first round. It was a really rough go. Some really good prizes off the board. The Xbox getting knocked out in that second crate is going to hurt you here early on. So to start off with, I'm going to offer you those Pop-Tarts. You said if you will go home with a box full of Pop-Tarts, that would be a win. So my first deal for you is a Pop-Tarts pack. You can take this deal, take the Pop-Tarts and go home. Or if you say steal, we go another round.
It is incredibly tempting. I eat Pop-Tarts most mornings for breakfast. However, I think I'm going to have to steal.
Okay.
In hopes for one of those better prizes.
The big question is what is the go-to flavor for Sticks?
Oh, brown sugar all the way.
Oh, brown sugar cinnamon. Okay.
That's easy.
He is a classic man. I like it.
I am.
I approve. Okay, so
some people might say it's boring, but it's excellent flavor.
Hey, you know what? We're going back to the basics. I'm here for it. I appreciate it. Okay, round 2. 6 have got to go before my next deal, all right?
6. That's a lot of crates.
6 more, yeah. Hey, we're going to whittle it. If we go the distance, we're going to whittle it all the way down to number 12 and just one other crate, so.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go with number 1. I don't think I've opened number 1 yet. Let's check it out.
Okay. Up to that top left corner. Those right side corners, 4 and 20.
One was
they burned you.
It's okay.
1 and 17. Oh, the Razer
the
Black Widow V3 wireless keyboard. That one's gonna hurt.
Okay, wow. I'm 5 for 10 out of the bottom. That's rough. Let's see. Let's go with number 18. Let's check out 18.
Number 18, back down to that bottom row.
Back down to the bottom.
We're gonna pull it back here, Sticks. I'm feeling good about 18. This one feels good.
Yeah, we're bringing it back.
Oh, okay. I was completely wrong.
Don't feel good. Don't feel. Nope. Nope. Okay, Pop-Tarts, here.
The Black Sharks are still up there. It's okay. We're still in this, boys. We're still in this.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I would say which one's speaking to you, but I feel like the ones that have been speaking to you today have been betraying you.
I need to pick one, and then let's. I want to pick 11, so let's do 3. How about that?
Okay, I like that. We'll switch up the strategy. We gotta be nimble here, okay?
Oh gosh.
Okay. 2150
That's
Apex coins. That's good. The 6700 still on the board.
Not the merch. We like that.
Okay.
All right.
We're building momentum here. Let's keep the strategy going, Sticks. What do you got for me?
Okay. Let's see. 2's right next to it. That's risky. Let's go over to 5. 5. I think 5 is gonna be Cheez-Its.
5. Oh, and he's just calling his shot here. I love the confidence. Knock him down. It doesn't matter. Oh.
Okay. Nope. Never mind. No. I said I was going to cross out everything on the bottom, and I am doing my best to complete that.
Oh. I feel for you.
I think that's bingo, actually, on the bottom. But that's...
Okay, I believe we've got 2 more to go this round. What do you got?
Odds are it's one of the white prizes now. I did it on purpose. Now I have statistics in my favor.
Right.
Let's see. What if I... Let's see. What is the right choice here? How are we feeling about... How are we feeling about 16? What do you think about 16?
16's a weird number.
It is a weird number.
I'm very picky about like aesthetics on numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an odd thing. It's, you know, my days as like a traditional sports guy. 16's a weird number. I don't like it. 16
is weird. Okay, well, you know, let's get 16 off the board. If I'm lucky, it won't be blue. But
okay,
you know,
let it be known that I have no stake in this game. I want Sticks to win. Okay.
Oh, Pop-Tarts.
It's the Pop-Tarts pack. Okay, back in the white tiers. There we go. So 16 worked out. It was looking at us funny, and we got it out of there.
It was.
Last one this round. Last one. 2, 8,
right.
11, 14, 19. One of them's got to go, and then I got a deal.
2, 8, 11, 14, 19. 16 was pretty good. Let's go ahead and knock out 8, which is half of 16. That sounds like a plan.
You know what? The logic follows here, Sticks. I like this. Let's go with number 8. The math works out. It's the Apple Jacks Jumbo Snacks pack. There we go.
There we go.
The stonks pay off, Sticks. Okay. So another rough round, but we finished strong. Yes. Of those bottom row prizes, you still got another Esports Arena mystery box and the Black Shark V2 Pros. And I don't know if you've ever had one of those headsets. They're awesome. I mean, it literally feels like you're not wearing them. It's very light, very comfortable, very good audio quality. So I definitely would endorse that headset. So that's still up there. That's a good prize. My deal for you here, though, as we pull back up the game one more time and just double check kind of where you're sitting on the board. Pull this up so that I can double check on the state of the game. Production, please help. There we go. All right, we got it.
There we are.
Okay.
There it is.
All those Apex coins are off the board.
They are.
But you still got a couple of good prizes up there. Your deal here is going to get a little bit better. I got 2150 Apex coins here for you this time. You said you haven't completed that heirloom set. I want to help you out with that.
I have not. 2150.
Yes.
Now,
before you make your decision, I do want to say the way the end of the game will work. If you say steal here, we eliminate 3 more crates. I will have one final deal for you. If you don't take that deal either, then we just crack open number 12 and you get what's inside.
Okay. You know, as much as the Apex coins would be nice, that the merch and the headphones, I think those are both too good to pass up the possibility. So I think I'm gonna have to go with steel here. Keep it going for.
I respect it, Sticks. You're keeping it rolling. We've only had a couple of people actually take one of my deals. We've had a lot of confidence on the show. Everybody wants to go the distance. There always ends up being one of those good prizes still up on the board. So I love that you're running with it. So now we're here with 2, 11, 14, 19. 3 of those have got to go this round. Where are we starting? What does the math tell you? You went from 16 to 8.
From 16 to 8. I think that means we have to go all the way down to 2.
Okay.
Because the math does not work out for those other ones.
Okay, so we divided by 2. Now we're dividing by 4.
So
up to the top row. Let's see what's inside number 2. Can we keep the whites rolling? We had 2 white tiers in a row.
Please.
Oh! Oh, no.
Oh, that's a blow. That's a blow and a half. Okay. That's going to be between Splash and Rice Krispies for me at the end of this. I'm going to call it now.
Black Shark V2 Pros.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. We need 2 more, and then it's another deal. Correct?
2 more. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's just cross out, you know, two of the whites, and then figure it out. Let's go. What do I have? 14, 11, 19 left. Let's get 19 out of here.
19. Okay, back down. We'll close out that bottom row there. What do we got inside? It's the Rice Krispies treats.
That's what we needed.
So you put yourself in a really good spot right now. You got a 2/3 chance. Well, no, actually, yeah, you actually do. You have a 2/3 chance at picking a white tier out of either 11 or 14. And hey, maybe the mystery box has just been hiding inside number 12 all along.
wonderful.
It will.
Knowing my luck, though, I'm starting to doubt that. Let's, you're talking about aesthetics. 11 is very nice, so
Yes.
let's take 14 out of the game.
Okay. Going back to the strategy that worked for us last round. What's inside number 14? Is it the splash? Is it the Cheez-Its?
Come on.
Oh, no. Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay, I see how it is. That's fine. It's fine.
You know what? I just want to say, I have no stakes. I have no control here, but I want to say I'm sorry. I want you to walk away with a dub here, Sticks.
Okay.
So,
whatever I get out of this is a dub.
I mean, hey, and that's the right attitude, and I appreciate that. Here's the great thing, though. I do have a modicum of control when it comes to the deals, and we got a couple of white tiers up there, and I say, why not just grab any old white tier and offer it to you? So we started the show. You talked about Pop-Tarts. I offered it to you once. You said you wanted to go big, and I appreciate you having the confidence to go the distance. It didn't work out. I'll admit it. But I got a Pop-Tarts pack here for you. I want to hook you up. I want you to have some nice sweet snacks for when you're playing in SeriesE every Wednesday night. Let me hook you up here. Take the deal or steal, and we see what's inside 12.
All right. Do I get to see what's inside 12 either way?
We can open it up if you want, but you have to decide. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, that was very kind of you offering the Pop-Tarts, and I think I'm just going to go with the Pop-Tarts because you cannot go wrong with a box of 48 Pop-Tarts. I might gain a couple pounds eating them all, but it is completely worth it. Completely worth it.
Well said, Sticks. So Sticks is going to take the deal. He's going to take the Pop-Tarts home. Production will tell me, can we open up number 12 just to see what's inside, just for giggles? Sticks' curiosity may get the best of him here. If so, we'll it was the Cheez-It pack. There we go. So, hey,
Cheez-Its.
You were going home with snacks regardless. There we go.
That's fine. 12, maybe not my lucky number anymore. But nothing's wrong with Cheez-Its. Totally fine.
Next time, we'll reconsider. We'll kind of have a little huddle before the show, and we'll figure it out. Sticks, thanks so much for joining me tonight. Man, a pleasure to have you. Hope you enjoy the prize, and best of luck tonight. You got 6 games ahead of you. It's going to be a fun one.
Good one.
All right. That was Sticks of 303 Esports. You're going to see him competing in 6 games of SeriesE action right here tonight, and we're ready to get it started. It's Rockstar Week. My name's Yeso. We're going to have a fun show for all of you at home, so let's get into the fun.
SeriesE.
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 Apex Legends.
Apex Legends.
SeriesE.
SeriesE. Apex Legends.
SeriesE Apex Legends starts right now.
Yo, what's up, guys? This is Why Not Be Reckless, aka Why Not Be Casting, and I'm kind of a freaking big deal. If you don't know, now you know. Welcome back for another SeriesE Apex Legends week, and I'm bringing the energy because it's Rockstar Week. I can't do it alone. I got my boy Dia with me. Tell him something, Dia.
What is up, guys? I am so excited to be on the cast, not only alongside you, but on Rockstar Week of all things. The adrenaline was already pumping through my system, the energy drinks and all, but that dealer steal, man, it was so exciting.
It was exciting. I'm not gonna lie. I was heartbroken the entire time. Like my man was just losing every piv, bro. It doesn't matter. Full shields, one shot, blue shields, purple shields. He was just getting put down over and over again. I felt for my man, but luckily he's going home with a little bit of Pop-Tarts. Yeah, so you're so nice. He's a good guy.
He is. He really had his back there, and you know what? Styx is going to be able to take that energy and translate it, hopefully, into some really good games out here on World's Edge, because you know what they say about a bad dress rehearsal, right? When you're feeling a little rough there, hopefully you get your wings under you and are actually able to perform once we hit the actual Apex that we're going to be streaming for you today. We've got some powerhouse teams. For those of you who may just be tuning in, please note this is our pro night, so we have 9 of our sponsored teams going up against 11 of the best pro teams from throughout North America. They stand to win $500 tonight, with $350 going to the first place team, $150 going to the second place team, and you can see the points right on your side there. It's your classic ALGS scoring method.
So, I mean, $500 on the line right now, but you know what? It's also about those bragging rights as well. You got the professional teams coming into your house. I'm looking at you, Rockstar. This is your house. This is your week. It's your time to shine. You're not letting these guys come in. Sticks can't even win in Deal or Steal. He ain't knocking you off of the totem pole. You got to assert your dominance against all of these guys. I'm talking 303, one of my favorite teams, G2 Esports in here, and everybody knows me from Halo. I'm a big Halo guy, so you know my man Snipe Down representing over there in TSM. I'm going to have my eyes on them as well.
Absolutely, and it's not just Rockstar that I'm looking at. Of course, we got a bunch of teams out here, and actually, I feel like this week we can get a sort of energy uprising from our sponsored teams that normally, when we start off the pro season, have a little bit of a rough time getting their feet under them. Now, coming into this second week of the pro nights, I actually feel like we've got some really strong contenders to take games to potentially take the night against the storied squads like TSM and G2. If you've been paying attention, Team Razor is one of those very same squads that I definitely think has it in them to be able to, like I say, take a game, maybe even take the win. They've got some real star power with them, and we got the chance to talk to Hakulo a little bit before we actually started the stream today, one of the key members of that squad, and they're definitely feeling good coming into the day, looking to play a little edge, looking to get a lot of those cheeky kills.
Yeah, I mean, Razor is obviously a fantastic team. They are stacked, and they've proven to be one of the best teams that we have. However, whenever I was playing basketball, there's one place you weren't going to beat me, and that was at home. I will dunk on you all day. So it says Rockstar's week. I'm going with my boys, Rockstar. They're going to be doing their thing. I'm going with them all the way. But again, like I said, I mean, it's TSM. I mean, TSM's here too.
yeah. You got to pay respect where respect is due, and it's definitely been earned. As we're thinking about Rockstar, though, I'm wondering what this week is going to look like for them, because last week in the Pro Series, of course, we did have them fighting over the landing spot at Lava Fisher, and they were in a little bit more trouble than you'd like to be in those first couple minutes of the game. As much as everybody is theoretically open to fighting and getting those first few kill points, it's really about getting yourself set up for the later game fights.
Definitely, and it looks like we want to make sure that we get everything right here. Want to make sure that everybody's nice and loose. But we were on board with Intel, and I believe it was actual Skittle Cakes. Skittle Cakes. Let me tell you, I was watching yesterday. This man was doing his thing. He was putting down damage. I'm going to keep my eyes on him as well. I was talking about TSM. Oh, I know you mentioned Razor. I'm a big fan of Rockstar, but if there's a player to watch out for who's definitely flying a little bit under the radar, it might just be Skittle Cakes.
Absolutely, and I mean, definitely has the potential to, as Team Intel, take this World's Edge by storm, because as much as I didn't paint them as a hero, it's worth noting that in 3v3s, they've proven themselves to be deadly, walking away with the win in the esports arenas, in the esports arenas tournament. Oh my lord, they actually managed to take that first place, and if you're just in an isolated 3v3, if there isn't a third party, I think Team Intel can smack around the best of the best here.
Yeah, and you know what? Since it is Rockstar Week, I do want to make sure we keep the focus on these boys. You know, you got Crummy, I believe Edgar Figueroa, controller player playing on 6'3", 24 years young, and in his young career has accumulated over $7,000 in prize pool, including a third place in the ALGS. I believe it was the Winter Circuit. I know we have Kim Chi Lee, James Lee, mouse and keyboard player, 26 years old. And I believe Strictly, Mr. Anthony Walker, another controller player, only 22 years old. And now I like this guy, because his favorite legend is Loba. You know, I'm a big Loba fan.
Oh, yeah.
Loba has so underrated. She obviously her ultimate gets you in and out of gunfights quickly. Grab armor, grab a gun, and start pushing. And her bracelet gives that versatility to get out of bad situations or into a good situation. I'm a big Loba fan, so I like Strictly already.
Yeah, we'll have to keep our eye to see whether, as the meta starts to change, we're seeing some teams depart from the Bloodhound that's been so ingrained and competitive for so long, off the back of some bans in tournaments, that now we're getting a little bit more diversity as well. People were experimenting with things like Crypto about a month ago, and we've started to see things like Loba, Caustic come back, and it's definitely a time where you can experiment, and I'm expecting a lot of that experimentation to happen here when you get to try it out against the best. But I want to highlight another star, of course, of Team Rockstar that you so gracefully mentioned, and that is Crummy, who's been getting some of the highest average damage on their team, and in games that can be so polarizing, where you can fall early just due to a little bit of bad RNG, getting that consistent high damage out there is really impressive, and Crummy's landing with a solid 826 damage as his average throughout all of the games that he's played in E-Series so far.
Well, you know what? I'm excited to see what Crummy's going to do. Why don't we go into a short commercial break, make sure that everything's going to be good, and when we come back, we'll have all of the esports arena action for you.
That sounds good.
What's up, everybody? Connikins here. It's Rockstar Week, and we have so much in store for you guys today. We got the Rockstar merch on. Let's talk to Bad Push over here. Bad Push. What's up, dog? Putting on the merch. Look at it. He's got the hat with the brim. And where are we going today, Tyler?
We're going to the beach and the skate park.
We're going to the beach? Dude, Esports Arena beach episode, am I right?
I kind of want to bring some Cheez-Its.
Look at the merch, dude. Oh my god, I can't wait to wear this.
Esports Arena.
Gang.
Week before Rockstar Week.
Yep.
The gang, we're going to the skate park and the beach. It's gonna be lit. Connie, what is going on?
I made an esports jersey.
You're so sussy. I know you took my car.
What do you think?
Get in the car. Okay. Get in the car. Cheese and rice, man. So we're obviously excited. We got myself, Luke Shimon Hebrew, the young Connikins, who's driving us today because I can't fit everyone on my Mustang. We got Tyler chilling in the back, broadcast Tyler, aka a Bad Push, gonna be helping us film because he's one of the only few people that can skateboard here. And then of course, our signature skateboarder, Kyle, the young Trantam, Filthy Filth, aka Made by Filth. We're gonna hit the skate park first. Kyle, you're gonna need to direct Connie where to go.
Connie, it's Tustin Legacy Park.
That's not.
That is
not instructions.
I mean, you should put it in your. But I'm gonna still try to help you. No, I'm still gonna try to help you now. I'm going to my.
It was really late, and my girlfriend and I decided, hey, let's make esports jerseys.
Does your girlfriend know that you're a degenerate?
Dude, why do you think she went out with me?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking myself that same question.
Great minds think alike.
You ever seen Parks and Rec?
No, I've seen Shrek.
Yeah,
I've seen Parks and Shrek.
We're at the skate park.
Yo!
Look at that.
What it do, baby doll?
Luke's excited.
What do you have in this one?
Kyle's got his board right there. And let's show off the Rockstar board while we're at it. Look at that. Yes, sir. Sheesh. 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 Kyle can't even wait, bro. We haven't even been here a minute. He's already trying to leave and skate, bro.
Kyle's so sweet.
Yeah. You know? He's a nice guy. I'm locking the car. I got my Rockstar lanyard with my keys, my Isabel keychain. We locking this bad boy, and we skating.
Yeah, everyone rolls up. They're all, Kyle, is that you? Are these your friends?
We need to record one for the Kyle.
Yeah, right, Kyle.
No, I wish I did that.
We know you know all these guys.
I think you guys.
Dang! Kyle's getting the camera set up. He's excited. You excited to skate today, Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're clearing the way for him. You know what that means? That means they expect a lot of him, dude.
Dude, Kyle's gonna have to do like 8 flips, bro. Damn, Daniel. modifying the Rockstar board to perfection, bro. Because like in terms of design, it looks so good, but making sure it performs at its best. Look at that.
Do some community, you know, like hanging out shots.
Alright, we're done at the skate park. Ah.
We're finished the skate park.
We're done.
So it's live. I hope we looked cool enough for you, man.
We'll see.
All right, and now, lads, we're on to the beach.
Beach episode! She was a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy.
I am a skater man. I am a gamer man.
She's probably better than me.
Connie, that little young man is more comfortable on a skateboard than thou.
Hey, you're goated.
Alright gang, what's up? We just finished the skate shoot. We're moving our way to we're going to HB and we're gonna get some beach stuff going on. Yes, we are all just the best looking esports arena employees that exist.
10 kickflips I did.
I'm talking drop-ins, I'm talking kick flips, I'm talking
rolly
rollies, I'm talking skirt flirps, I'm talking gator flaters, I'm talking 180 gator off the trash can into the...
Did you say flirp? Like Jimmy Neutron, how he drinks the purple flurp? How
Purple flirt?
Yeah, his dad, he's like, sugar booger, purple flurp.
Ooh, sugar booger! Hey, sugar booger!
That's what he says. He goes,
Jenny Jimbo! Is that what it is?
Yeah, he goes,
Yep.
well, you see, Jimbo, the thing about E-Series.
Well, hey, the thing
It's called Series E.
Yeah.
Who's the redhead kid? The Chucky?
Oh, Carl Weezer?
Carl Weezer, dude.
Isn't he like obsessed with llamas?
Yeah, he's obsessed
he
with the
loves
llamas. And he,
Llama Palooza!
yeah. Are you gonna finish that Rockstar?
Okay, I don't.
Honestly, your Jimmy Neutron voice
This is not okay, bro. You're like, you know I know Sheen, right? Don't make me call Sheen up.
Oh, yeah, we do know Sheen.
Yeah. What is it? What's the fucking the
Ultra Lord!
Ultra Lord!
Ultra Lord!
Ultra Lord!
Yeah!
It's gonna be the best vlog content of all time.
There she is, guys. Isabella Animal Crossing.
There it is.
It's a cosplay.
It's the top loop.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there, dude. Little gamer.
Yes, dude.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What are we doing at the beach, Luke?
Nothing good.
Nothing good.
Nothing good.
Not a single thing?
Nothing good here.
Rockstar, baby.
Ooh, ooh.
Look at that. Fits like a glove.
Perfect, Connie, great job.
Fits like a glove.
For reference, we did throw this away. We did not litter. Let's go.
What do you think of the water?
I'm going in.
Yeah? Bet. We're going in the water! Run, Luke, run! Oh, yikes! Oh, yikes, dude! Now that's some good drink! That's a good one!
Really
How's it taste, Luke?
Delicious, baby.
Oh, yeah!
I was hyped. I won't do that. It's freezing. I'm cold.
Yeah. Yes, sir! Oh, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold! No! No! Ah! He's trying to splash me! Stop! Ah! Ooh. Is that good, Tyler? What is that? The fruit punch? Oh,
That's
dude.
incredible.
Wonderful.
Come on, guys.
I got a bet for you, bro.
Are your hands back?
You dive in the water.
Take the camera.
I'm giving you
No, take the
2
camera. Don't touch the
cases of
camera.
Rockstar. You dive in the water right now. You get 2 cases on me, bro.
Easy.
On the house.
Easy.
What do you say?
I say, give me those cases of Rockstar.
Woo! Let's go! Get in there! Yeah! Yeah! Oh, get in there, Luke! Yeah!
Yes, sir.
Rockstar.
Rockstar. Let's freaking go, Rockstar.
Alright, call right.
If I could create the kimchi lee Rockstar, I would create the lychee flavored Rockstar. Reason why? I haven't seen any other company do it, but anything that's lychee flavored is always bomb. And if Rockstar made a lychee flavored Rockstar, that's all I'll drink. If you're ever looking for a drink or something to give you that extra juice during your gaming sessions, make sure you check out walmart.com/esports arena and go get some Rockstars. My name is Kimchi Lee, and I play Apex Legends for Team Rockstar, and you're watching Rockstar.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to SeriesE as we return to a slightly changed state here, Tony, as going into SeriesE. Normally we have 6 games, but due to some server issues, we've reduced it to 5. The hot fix wasn't quite enough, but I'm hoping that it is as we continue on, because 5 games of Apex Legends is more than enough for people to write their names in the annals of history.
Yeah, that just means you have a little bit less time for error. So we're going to make sure that all these teams are on their P's and Q's and putting 110% into every single game. One more game that you just can't make mistakes in.
Absolutely not, and that puts even more pressure on the partner teams that we were just talking about before we had to take a small break here. With this being, I'm going to call it the week of the partner teams, getting up here, putting their names in, now that they've had not 1, not 2, but 3 days to gel, to synergize, to adapt to the new season. They get to test their mettle against these pro players one more time, as they will continue to throughout the entire season. So I'm hoping that, at least in the small break, they've gotten a little bit of practice and warmed up, talked about their strats, and since we had a chance to see where everybody was dropping, hopefully feel a little bit more secure as well.
Yeah, and as you know, as an analyst yourself, what are you trying to accomplish here on World's Edge? Are you trying to get those early rotations in? Are you trying to gatekeep that hill, make sure that anybody who's straggling along is going to pay for it to get that early KP points? What are you trying to accomplish as an analyst when you're going into these games?
Yeah, so much of these games, and since we're watching it from a third-party perspective, we get to sort of break this down from afar, is about rotations. And it's because at the highest level, which this is, we expect players to all be at very similar mechanical levels. There are standouts, don't get me wrong. We're going to get a chance to see Xset, and they bring some crazy mechanics to the table, as do, of course, Team Razor that we had a chance to hype up earlier. But the rotations can set you up for success even before you start a gunfight, and especially off that first round. I think it's when they're maybe the most underrated, but also the most important. When we have a minute 20 until that ring starts closing, you need to be booking it. Whether you're a center team and locking down an area, or whether you've decided to play edge, you need to be getting yourself set up for success as early as that. And that means quick looting, and that means quick identification from your IGL as to where you're going next.
And now, often the compositions that I'm used to seeing personally, Octane, Bloodhound, Gibby. It seems to be, that's the fundamental three setup, at least as far as Legends go. Should we see any kind of mix-up, though? Can we see some more crypto play? I'm a Loba fan. I want to see a little bit of Loba. Even Wraith or Valkyrie. Valkyrie seems so OP getting on top. Can we see a little bit of versatility when it comes to these Legends?
Absolutely we can. And Tony, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think we're going to see a Loba today. I think it's extremely unlikely. But you're going to get your wish elsewhere. More than likely. And those are the comforting words that I have for you, because Valkyrie has been making a resurgence ever since she got knocked out of the meta just a little bit. She's been coming back in, providing teams a lot of access to high ground. We're seeing Wraith make a comeback as well. And we've even seen some squads that are feeling particularly confident choose to go for that Revenant Octane that you may have seen in many of your pub games.
Let me tell you, I'm a fan of Revenant. You know, scaling those tall buildings, especially with that buff, gatekeeping a hill, and plus he hard counters so many characters. You know, as a Gibby player, I'd be upset if I'm waiting to drop that perfect bubble, I'm waiting to drop that perfect ult, and then a Rev just silenced me, and now I can't use any of my abilities. I'm hoping to see a little bit of Revenant play and how exactly this team's going to use it. But it looks like we're starting on board here with Rockstar electing to go for the triple punch, and once again, Octane, Gibby, and Bloodhound is going to be the setup here.
Kimchi is pumped up on those energy drinks, duels with his fists, but now has a little bit more to work with here. You want to reposition in Shrine-Yard, especially if you're getting into an early fight. This is actually a place that's really easily third-partied from multiple locations in World's Edge. You got to play this carefully, and more importantly, quietly right now, because getting pushed when you don't have a gear could just be a very quick end to your first game. It's important to note as well, for those of you who may just be tuning in, that we have 5 games going on today, and this is the first of those 5, as our initial start to the day was a little bit hampered by some server issues, and Greek's start to the day is going to be hampered by a little bit of cheesiness.
On board now with the young Golden Cheeses, aka Silenced is Golden, out of North Carolina, already having himself blue shields and was able to get himself a G7 Scout, but not much ammo at the moment. So let's see exactly what Intel is doing right now, because it looks like they're in a battle and all 3 of the players have lost their shields. This is not looking good for Team Intel.
No, they've got some high ground to work with right now. Importantly, Velhurst is going to have that scan-off cooldown soon as well. We have the privilege of seeing the highlights through the walls, so knowing that Skittlecakes isn't in danger just yet, I'm expecting to put out a big performance in this fight. You've hyped up Skittlecakes before. Let's see if he can execute.
And you know he has that wingman, so obviously he's feeling really confident with his shots. And there goes 41, absolutely cracking that player. And this is what I want to see. I want to see the Valkyrie player getting aggressive, get that height advantage, look down on your opponent. Just good, fundamental first-person shooter play. So currently 31 bullets in this current wingman. He's the only player on his team with blue shield, so he doesn't want to be that entry frag player taking that damage as he goes in. The Bloodhound ends up going down, and Team Intel are looking good.
Holy moly, Skittlecakes really connecting with the wingman there, changes that fight, and it gets you off to a great start as well. Picking up the early KP, getting these points in the pro night of all things is massive for them.
And it looks like Intel Dupe actually going to get himself an EVA, and we've seen how powerful this is. This is Season 9 seems to be the season for the EVA. This thing absolutely rips. Also, we have Velhurst, rocking this Vault, one of my favorite guns. This is my go-to gun. I believe it's really good in the close range. It even has some mid-range play as well. I want to say one of the most versatile guns that we have in our circuit.
It really is, and we'll see how he manages to use it right now. Even catching a respawn ship at a distance, we could see Intel go for a little bit more of that KP. Remember, of course, our warnings about being third-partied is already. We've got several squads that are operating down a member and are looking for any KP wherever they can find it. Team Intel, though, they're making that hard push out to the north. Let's see if they pick up anybody else. As TSM, they're rotating into Sorting Factory as well, so you couldn't be getting out in a better time, because you want to avoid this squad for as long as you can.
And one of the best teams that we have here is TSM, and we're on board with the IGL Imperial Hal, rocking that R301, absolutely deadly. And my boy right here, Snipe Down, coming from Halo, was one of the veterans. I mean, we're talking all the way back from Halo 3. I'm not going to lie. I cried the moment he left us as he's starting to get EMP. The detectors coming in. That's going to be one player, at least one team that's rocking the crypto. I'm not mad at that. Let's see if TSM can defend Applejack's already losing their Gibby player, who's currently down, but Octane cracking shields at the moment. Can Octane and Crypto win this gunfight, which I believe is actually going to be up against TSM?
Blueberry playing this well right now with that EVA connecting on so much damage as Kupski plays at defense but does lose his teammate. Now looking to go back down those stairs, is going to get knocked down by the EVA, and unfortunately Blueberry doesn't seem to be faring much better. As much as the shots with the wingman connect, it is Era that come out on top.
18 squads remaining at the moment, and ERA rocking out right now. They're feeling good. Gibby player currently has a G7 Scout, enough ammunition to last the late game. It looks like they want to get into a little bit of third-party action. 29 damage on that player, and absolutely cracking him, hitting his shots. My gosh, Stunny is absolutely putting damage down. I'm liking this guy.
and unfortunately for him, Styx gets knocked out with the rest of 303 there, and is not going to be having a great time from the beginning of the stream to the first game. I gotta tell you, Tony, it's not looking good for 303. They gotta pick this right back up there, get their feet under them, because it's Arrow right now that have the momentum, sitting here in Sorting Factory with all the loot they could possibly want. And for a team that is, I would say, often underestimated, when we're talking about things like pro rankings that you may have seen from ESA, this is a great start to the day, and one that could change the way a lot of people see them.
And we have Molus of Cheez-Its currently rocking the charge rifle. Only needs 39 more damage from the upgrade to that purple shields, and that charge rifle is probably the perfect weapon to farm some damage. That thing can absolutely rip if you can hit your shots from long range to mid range. But let's take a look at the map here. What is the information that's going on here, Dia? What is this map telling you?
Absolutely. So this map is one that is going to be really nice for teams like TSM because it's relatively central, but also allows them to play things like the Edge. It's going to be actually one of our less polarizing maps in terms of how people get to perform as later. But what I'm seeing right now that's really interesting to me is how far north we have C9 playing. This is a big weight right now, and this is C9 playing for placement, honestly, just to avoid a lot of the team fighting that you're seeing in the sort of cluster in the center of the map right there.
You know, it's funny because every time I watch, I'm not going to lie, I'm a big G2 fan, you know, sue me, whatever. Every time I watch G2, they are perfectly fine and perfectly content with slowing down the gameplay and playing there and allowing teams to play to them, allowing them to make the mistakes as Desinfo hits the beautiful nade, absolutely cracking that player, still rocking the wingman, ends up upgrading to purple shields. They're going to be pushing in, the collapse is coming in, coming out of G2. Can they win this gunfight?
I think they're going to be able to push this here. G2 great at playing the Edge, but with Designful knock, things get a lot trickier here. The EVA going to be able to finish and find one more KP, but they still need to finish off this squad as Renegades stand between them and safe positioning here. Getting that last kill, G2 finally get to reset.
And although they did lose their Octane player for just a moment, looks like he's going to be revived. There he is. Gentrifying, currently rocking the R301. Beautiful plays, and let's hop on board here now with Rockstar. That's going to be strictly on screen. Their Bloodhound player with the wingman. They got an Army veteran on their team. Imagine having an Army veteran on your team. There's no way that anybody's going to be able to get to your nerves if you've seen what he's seen. I would love to have my IGL, my shot caller, be a veteran. Thank you for your service.
Absolutely, and you know what, the positioning knowledge that brings with it as well up here. You can already see Rockstar in a very difficult to push position, holding out the edge of that snake there. They got a lot of damage to farm up, but notice, interestingly enough, that Crummy's dropped his shield. So has Strictly, and this is solely for defending against crypto pushes. If your shield's been dropped for more than 10 seconds, you don't take damage from crypto EMPs. You're able to pick it right back up and start off the fight. And that's what they're playing around right now, is to hold on to their position and not allow themselves to be pushed by a wombo combo.
And we have switched gears over towards Kim Chi-Lee. And actually, well, it looks like Liquid might be getting into a little bit of engagement as they're now advancing forward towards the edge of the hill. 1 minute and 17 seconds before the closure here. Still Bloodhound, Octane, Gibby, Cloud9 getting to a little bit of an engagement as well. Shots are starting to ring out.
Right now, Crummy's also found a knock in the meantime, and Zach is just holding down this area, making it impossible to res in the dome. This is likely going to be a squad wipe for Cloud9, and we're looking for a way in, playing around the door right now. It looks a little bit silly, I'll be honest, but hey, it's working, Tony.
Eva coming in, beautiful shots. My gosh, that thing rips, and Cloud9 going to be eliminating another player, putting absolute damage in. getting their shields back, making sure that nobody's going to come in for the third party. Looks like they're safe for now, but from across the way, Stay Naughty, once again, putting down that damage with that Volt. I said it's one of my favorite weapons because it not only is it a close-range weapon with that SMG, but it rocks from mid-range even to long range, as you saw him lasering that player from across the way.
And it's not just that that's paying off, but Cloud9's positioning as well. Remember, they were the squad that was so far north, but being able to push in a little bit late, nobody expected that rotation, and they were able to really find a team that wasn't ready for so much pressure all of a sudden from one of the top squads in our Pro Knights. We pan over to Team SeriesE, though, a squad that we're expecting a lot from. They've also got a pretty easy position to hold up here in Sorting Factory, hanging out inside. It's going to be really nice for them to provide a lot of cover, and Pringles are not so lucky.
It looks like they want to take that jump pad and get out of dodge. We're taking some heavy damage. Actually, Gibby going to be losing all of his shields and his health right there. So we're going to go into a side-by-side action. We have ERA going up against Pringles. Can Pringles mount some defense here as ERA trying to close the distance?
Ooh, ERA is definitely... I like the play here, but hedging their bets. Even us knowing from our third-party perspective that they could have taken those kills onto Pringles, look at how they respect the push here and don't jump in right after them, respecting the fact that if you do fully commit to this fight, you could be walking alongside Pringles into the waiting arms of another squad, and now Pringles actually have themselves a good spot. Yes, it's still open, but it provides them a lot of visibility and hopefully is going to net them a really nice building out here on the outside of the ring, just in time to get some nice Evo damage down and prepare themselves for those final fights. The charge rifle here is really going to do work.
And I told you I'm a big fan of this charge rifle, and he's even upgraded his sight to the 3 times. He's ulted out right now, so if anybody tries to engage with Pringles and tries to close that distance once again, I believe they're going to be ultimately prepared for this. 15 squads remaining at the moment, and some good ones at that. Looks like Liquid going to be getting into another engagement here. The Bloodhound scan comes in, but Liquid doesn't care. Nocturnal Cult in the distance, getting the shot. That's going to be 63 beautiful shots coming in from Liquid, but they're not done yet.
It's against TSM as well. They've already taken out Imperial Howl. This would be a big performance from Team Liquid to show everybody exactly what they're made of. And they are wiping the floor right now, but with Nocturnal going low. Will TSM be able to fight this one out? It does not look like they will. We pan over to Pringles, who are third-partying, and it just gets worse and worse for both squads in here. Liquid is going to be taken out. And from the side, Pringles still looking for that cleanup onto TSM as well. Pushing in with the Wingman, doing so much damage. Fearless is really living up to it.
Going down in the tunnel, there's only one way in and only one way out most of the time, and it looks like Era coming into another individual gunfight. The Bloodhound scan's going to come in and giving them all the information that they need, and it looks like Era going to back down and gatekeep this tunnel. I'm liking the play, but they need to watch out for that third party because shots are starting to come from outside of the tunnel as well.
They've definitely put themselves in a middle no man's land, and now that Pringles has managed to secure the win inside tunnels, they're the ones that do have to push out an area. We'll see how that works, but for right now, we pan over to Cheese It with just more action. It never really stops.
That's what I like. That's what I love about Apex. There's always action to go to because, I mean, just a moment ago, we were at 18 squads. Now we've actually gone down to 10 squads at the moment, and it looks like Bloodhound is not satisfied just yet. Going to ultimate accelerate. The moment he gets his Beast of the Hunt, he is going to be absolutely deadly. Rocket on board with Cheez-Its very own Mollis at the moment. Going to switch over to Finicky, who is just safeguarding this this room right here, making sure if anybody's pushed in, they're going to pay. They're at the center of the hill, so they're looking good. Where do you think this hill's going to rotate from here as we're approaching the 0-second mark?
Ooh, this is going to be rough. It's likely a Harvester Ring. I feel like we're pulling too far away from Sorting Factory, and that's going to definitely favor some of our teams like Intel, who are ready on the rotation here. Velhurst really taking that jump pad in very aggressively here. I think regrets that a little bit. Needs to get right back out to safety, having overly committed to a fight that isn't quite ready for it. And Intel are also hedging their bets, pushing back here and seeing if they can get themselves into a safer spot, where Era are looking to get even more KP. So important at this point in the game with only 10 squads remaining. Can they knock it down to 9?
We're going to find out right now because the wingman shots are coming in. That player will be taken down, but so does our Bloodhound. And just like that, another squad wipe, and Bloodhound is going to be revived immediately. Beautiful plays by them, but we are not done. Let's switch on board now with Intel, who's currently scanning multiple targets here, sitting above the silo. This is not going to look good for Intel. That team can look right down on them and rain down shots.
They get to gatekeep at the same time, and that's an interesting dynamic. Remember that Cheez-It is also right behind them and could choose to push if desired, so keep your eyes and ears open for a possible flank, but Intel look to be pretty safe right now. They're running that Valkyrie, allowing them to rapidly reposition, or I would say maybe more adequately redeploy within the ring, while Velhurst scouts their way out in the front. They're going to get a lot of data on not only the teams that are waiting for them over at Harvester, but the ones that are gatekeeping them in the ring, in the tunnel as well.
And somehow throughout all of the action, Skittle Cakes was able to get himself a Kraber. Also even has a purple shield with 326 left to get himself into red, just spotting out a target. One or two good headshots. He's going to get himself that beautiful red shields. 9 squads remaining, Dia. What's going to happen?
The one thing that I'm hoping will happen is that Intel will get a nice clean 3v3, because right now they've been dancing around the edge, picking up KP, but I want to see this team shine in their coordination, efficiency, and ability to split folks up. We take this nice third-party shot, though, and you can see TSM are also holding a tunnel of their own, making sure that there's no easy ground taken by the likes of Era, who want to try and rotate through here. This is going to be a fight.
Yes, it is an Era, and whenever there's action on the map, it seems like Era just is always a part of it, on board with our Gibby player rocking that G7 Scout, but the Eva's in his back pocket, putting down shots on that player with the gold shield's gonna be 34, and it looks like the Octane player is gonna go down, and that's gonna be all the information they need. The collapse is coming in, and Era's playing absolute lights out. Octane loses all of his health and shields, but he's still looking good right now. Era able to another squad wipe, 827 damage, along with 6 KP coming out of that player right then and there.
I'll be honest with you, Tony, Aberlily faked me out for a second. That was Cloud9 that they just took down as well. So with TSM already gone, and with another Kraber hitting the board, I'm expecting big things. Tech sticking around as long as he can to get a little bit more loot in his pocket. Be ready for these last couple squads. Only 8 remaining. And Pringles, they're going to have to pick which way they're going right now. They're kind of stuck on the wrong side of everything, hemmed in by the ring on both sides. And it's a tough rotation out of here, but they're safe for now.
And Pringles, one of our top 8 teams at the moment. But it's funny, you know, you were saying watch out for Era. You were saying that's one of the teams that people don't tend to put at the top, or that are flying under the radar, if you will. And they were able to put down Cloud9. And let me tell you, they did it fundamentally. They put that was the first pick that came in, then the collapse, the 3v2, beautiful plays coming out of them. But looks like we are not done. We might see some more beautiful plays. Intel currently in another engagement. Our Gibby player only has 3 KP, and looks like he's not satisfied. He wants to get into some more action.
Yeah, you can really go for it all right now. The CLG are keeping things a little bit more relaxed, as they just get to sit up here, don't have a whole lot of KP, but have great positioning towards this ring, and a win gets you essentially 12 kills, if you think about it that way, with the placement being worth 12 points, each kill being worth 1, but they're actually going for the push right now with loot dropping down. They've got some great damage with the flatline and the Eva at that close range, but they're still playing it very, very safe.
You know, I've been told, you know, I've been told multiple times by my mother, you can never counter logic. It's just not possible. CLG looking damn good at the moment, but G2 Esports getting into another engagement. I'm loving the way Resulta plays. He's always backing up his teammates, always playing for his team, and he always seems to drop the best bubbles possible. It's like the ultimate is going to be coming in. I wonder if they're going to play aggressive on this, or if they're perfectly satisfied with holding this this platform down, because another third party coming in. 6 squads remaining, Dia.
Yeah, Pringles are pushing in right now. It's onto a squad with no bubble. The Arc Stars are coming up, but Fury needs to get back to safety and reset. All gold shields right now can get so much value out of their med kits, but they're just not going for it. They're going for the kills instead, and they end up taking out Team Cheez-Its. In come G2 from the sky.
4 squads remaining and 9 KP coming out of Stunny, but he's going to be taken down, leaving our Gibby player by himself, and the damage is coming in. He's trying to use his teammate's shield. He got Valkyrie's flying all over the place. He's trying to hit his shot, and Valkyrie going to be taken out and gets put down. Another revive coming in and another win. Era looking fantastic. 2 squads remaining. Can they pull it off?
G2 should be resetting at the same time. If we got the read on that, Designful already rotating over, has spotted the bubble. This squad is so low right now. I'm not sure they can withstand the push from the deadly G2, who have taken over the lobby with so many kills to their name. They get to play center of ring. They get to play gatekeeper here. They control the map. Let's see how it pans out.
G2 going up against Era right now. We have a Wraith Octane Gibby combination going up against Octane Gibby and Bloodhound. The scan's going to be coming in favor of Era. So are the nades are flying out. 2 players currently having red shields. It looks like they want to up the tempo. Octane going to be taken down. So now we have a 3v2. Gibby currently having gold shield, but these are going to put down some damage as well with his R301. Can Era take advantage of these numbers? The collapse is coming in, Dia.
They might be able to do it here, actually. Era still have all 3 members up, and G2 have lost all but 1, and as the last one falls, Era turn it around there. It looked impossible. I tell you, Tony, I was calling it, but my lord. The execution there at the end, the space that they got to work with was the difference maker at the end.
I got to give you credit, Dia. You called it right from the beginning. The first time we went on Era's screen, you said it immediately. Teams are underrating how good Era is, and they come out and win battle after battle, piv after piv, all the way down to the final 2 where they got that first pick. The collapse came in. Era looking damn good, and I mean, just game number 1. That's just the first completed game number 1. But I mean, they made that was not just a game. That was a statement.
Yeah, and it's a good, I mean, it's a great start, actually, is a better way of putting that, especially when we consider that we actually got a taste of this last week in Game 2, where Era was able to take down G2 mid-game, so they've definitely got the mechanical skill. Let's see if they can continue it after we return from a very short break.
If I could create the crummy rockstar, it would be horchata rockstar. Why? Because who doesn't like horchata with tacos? You're looking to try Rockstars, head over to walmart.com/esportsarena to get your Rockstar products. My name's Crummy, and I play Apex Legends for Team Rockstar, and you're watching Team Rockstar Week.
Versus coming daily under pressure. Working on the plot and the scheme, the true side trademark is at the edge of your dreams. I'm talking, yeah. One shot, now the future is yours. I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. Your memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. Put the balls in the place. I'm talking one chance the episode goes for the goal. It's one shot, now the future is yours. Let's go.
Imagine you love frosting and filling.
I do love frosting and filling.
Oh, well, imagine if there was a way to enjoy that delicious goodness anywhere, anytime, out of the toaster, out of the box, out of one of those baggy thingies, with nothing but a thin layer of foil between you and...
Pasta.
Yes, Curtis. This is a commercial about pasta.
I love it.
Frosting and filling for your pasta.
I like pesto.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Game 1 all done there. Big thank you to everybody for being patient. Obviously, still dealing with a couple of snafus with the server issues, but able to get it running. So obviously super happy about that. Game 1 all done there, and Era Eternity with a strong performance there, taking a big game number 1 here, winning the 3v3 there against G2 to capture the first game of the day. And that is the way you want to start things out. Let's check out our player of the game here for our first game of the day here, coming from Era Eternity. Stunny there. 8 kills, 5 assists, 2,146 damage. That's a big, big game there from Stunny. And if you guys remember last season, that's a former member of Team Rice Krispies Treats. Remember, Team RKT got signed at the end of Season 2 by Era Eternity. That was the roster of Stunny, GS Bird, and Tech Candy. They're now playing no more GS Bird. They have Oxy in there as a third, looking really strong today. And do want to let you guys know, that's 8 kills for Era. They got 19 overall. So we will check our Mobile 1 leaderboard when we go back to Why Not and Dia, but that is a pop-off performance from Era Eternity. That's a whopping 31 points to start off the day. So that is the kind of performance you want to have, a statement game here at the start of Pro Night. So big game here from Era. Got to keep an eye on them as the day continues. We got to see, can Rockstar recover? They had a slow start last night, if you guys remember, but they finished really strong. Were able to grab second place. It's going to be a tougher test here tonight. I talk about it every week, right? When you go into Wednesday, it's a totally different ball game with the pro teams involved. So going to need to see Rockstar recover quickly and recover strong. I have faith that they can do it, but we'll have to see if it happens in the server. Do want to remind you guys, we are doing a giveaway this week, 2 in fact. So if you want to win a season's worth of Rockstar and some other Rockstar swag, including your own SeriesE Rockstar jersey like I'm repping here, make sure to hit ! giveaway in Twitch chat right now. It'll give you all the info that you need to have a win at winning that giveaway here this week. We're going to go back to a quick break. When we come back, Dia and Why Not, we'll check our Mobile 1 leaderboard, the Mobile 1 high performance moment, and get us ready for game number 2.
If I could create the Strictly Rockstar, it would be a strawberry watermelon, just because strawberry and watermelon always goes well together no matter what, and it would just be the best flavor. If you're looking for an extra energy boost, head over to walmart.com/esportsarena to get some new Rockstar products that you need. Hey, what's up? It's Strictly, and I play Apex Legends for Team Rockstar, and you're watching Rockstar Week.
Refreshing, refreshingly sweet, but without sugar, 0 calorie treat. They're all our top flavored smash.
It's fruit freshing.
Cheese it, snapped. How's it taste? It's so thin, crispy, and cheesy. And I just want to keep eating it. And eating it. They love them.
Snapped. So good we may run out of cheese.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the desk, as it's me, Dia, joined by Tony on my side. Am I pointing the right side? I think I'm. Yeah, no, this side. Now that right there, Tony, that's what peak performance looks like. But I want to take a moment to talk about our Mobile 1 performance themselves, because we have the leaderboards ready from Mobile 1 to get a glimpse of what actually broke down off the points last game. And no surprise, Era are on top.
Era almost doubling the point total of their second place counterpart, being G2 Esports. Closely behind them is CLG, only 4 points behind, and Team Pringles right in the mix. And then below them, I'm seeing a bunch of sponsored team, Intel, Cheez-Its, Pop-Tarts, and Rice Krispies Treats, all within striking distance. But man, Era have allotted themselves a little bit of mistakes to make if they really wanted to, because with that lead, yeah, I mean, you don't have to play perfect Apex. Now we're going to see if they're going to run away with it, or we'll see some of these other teams maybe catch up. You know, again, we have our eyes on TSM. We have our eyes on Rockstar and Razor. I know you talked about Exit. You're a big fan, and I've noticed a lot of good things coming out of Liquid. I'm surprised they're so low.
I'm surprised as well. We're gonna take a little bit to talk about these leaderboards, but first, I also want to take a look at our Mobile 1 high performance moment, because there were a lot of them that game, and I want to know which one ended up being selected. Let's take a look, because it starts off right here, and it looks like it's the end of the game.
That it is, and this is what I was worried about, because you had 2 Era players going down, and then Gibby having to win this individual gunfight. But man, was he ripping these shots on Valkyrie, playing his teammate's shield, being a nuisance. And finally, that Valkyrie player goes down, and this is when it got bad. Once Era have 3 players up, they know how to play their numbers, and they play it well. Love the fact that Era came out on top. Again, you said they were your underrated team, they were your dark horse team, and man, did they show they're here to stay.
Absolutely, and so much of the reason, or so much of the thing that makes this a high-performance moment is the fact that it's over quickly. This is something that's really underrated about fights in Apex, where you need to take team fights not only cleanly, but I would say more importantly, the speed of it really matters, because a second's difference and you're not getting that second res. You're not getting the bubble. You're not getting the reset that allowed them to take that momentum, propel it into not only a bunch more KP, but a win over G2, who were last week's winners in the pro games. Now, we're into the second game of today. Let's go over to World's Edge and see what sort of excitement this has for us.
It's funny you mentioned that, because when I was watching, I believe it was a scrim from TSM, I was watching Snipe Down stream, and that was one thing they said they really wanted to work on, is their speed of play, because they said they were playing a little bit slower and getting those kills slower and allowing teams access to third-party depth. So I you know what, that's one thing I want to watch out for all these teams. But we're on board here with Era, the big winners, 31 points right now. Mind you, second place only has 17 points. They're looking good. We're going to find out what they want to accomplish here as that circle's going to be rotating over towards the east.
Yeah, I mean, it's more than a one-win lead, and that's absolutely massive, especially for these pro teams who are really used to being able to execute not only at a high level, but consistently throughout the night. Being able to consistently get those high placements is what's going to let you take that lead and run with it and cheese it. They're certainly running at something right now. Let's see who they're pushing, because more than likely, you are gone with an EVA 8, an Alternator, and a Volt all coming at you. This is going to be tough.
I'm a big fan of that Alternator in the early game, and clearly so is Golden. He puts down some beautiful damage, absolutely cracking that player, finally getting up and at it. All three players of Cheez It currently alive, and CLT have lost their Octane, so Gibby's going to be losing all of his shields and most of his health. Now so is Bloodhound. Bloodhound going to be absolutely obliterated, and there it is. Cheez It winning that early gunfight, and we are now down to 19 squads, Dia.
They lose it all down here at launch site, and it's massive for Team Cheez It. But think about CLT as well, having been taken out of the Charlotte Phoenix roster from Wally Catchers right now. To meet their end so quickly is tough for them, but it's great for Cheez It. When we talked about the uprising of the partnered teams, this is exactly what I was talking about, is the micro ability and now the team cohesion to be able to take on some big names in Apex. We're getting a look at the circle, though, for this map, and it's bringing us over towards Geyser, which is going to very much warp the game. It's not nearly so central, and a lot of these more Western teams are going to have a tough time pushing through so many great spots that are going to be taken before them.
And I'm a fan of Geyser. Normally, I will drop Geyser often depending on how the drops are. I think it's a great place to get into gunfights. I think it's open enough for you to get to long-range gunfights, while you can also navigate towards those buildings and get close range as well. 303 getting into a little bit of engagement, but all of their players currently having white shields. Hold on. Their Bloodhound getting himself a little bit of an upgrade here over towards blue shields. Now we're going to see if they're going to, let's say, actually close the distance, or would let to back away and live to fight another day.
That damage is really going to be nice for them, especially as they know that everybody else is coming. 303, Sat and Geyser have the whole game ahead of them, and it's, for me, a very difficult thing to play in the zone. I want to see how 303 do it, because starting off in a place that you can't really move from can run you low on resources, like shield cells, like shield batteries, medkits, syringes, etc., that allow you to actually have some sticking power. You need to be getting kills when you're holding down an area, and that can get really, really tiring.
Well, you know what? At least they know that the enemy teams are going to have to play towards them. So I guess they have no problem hunkering down and winning those gunfights and allowing their opponents to make mistakes. We have our Octane player rocking the 30-30 repeater, which I believe just got a recent buff. It already ripped if you use it correctly, but now it even got buffed, so now it's even better. Bloodhound looking like he wants to get closer, and it can't be Rockstar week without showing a bit of Rockstar. Crummy rocking that Volt, one of my favorite weapons. Let's see what he's gonna do here, Dia.
I think the call looks like it's to disengage. Rockstar at least taking a nice chance to scout out the south of them, see if they can make that rotation into Dome, because the early gunfights, the sort of coin flips that we can see, doesn't look like it's exactly their most comfortable spot, and you can't blame them. When you're not looted up like this, when you've only got the one blue shield, you don't need to be taking these fights, and as much as early KP is nice, being able to get those placement points later, just by virtue of playing the game, is even nicer.
And we're going to see, maybe if they can get, I mean, they're playing the edge of the hill right now. Maybe they can get into a little bit of a gatekeeping action. They can just simply upgrade their shields via putting down that damage. Obviously, that's an option for them. I don't know if it's going to be the best option, but still, 18 squads remaining at the moment. Bloodhound already has his ult, so he's ready in case they want to get into engagement. Let's see what Splash is doing at the moment. 2 players rocking purple. They're crypto with blue shields at the moment, and it looks like they want to get a little froggy and have decided to leap into some action.
That's what I'm talking about. This is a great loot for Nestle Splash, and they've got a whole lot of ways to get more on that as well, but we stop that and we start talking about some other squads who are already in gunfights. As SeriesE, they're gatekeeping the team from earlier. It doesn't seem like Team Rockstar are getting out without a fight. They got a target on their back. It's their week, but nobody wants to give it to them.
The Peacekeeper shots are hitting, and they're hitting for max damage. That Gibby player obviously knows what he's doing. Also has the R301. Let's see how Knights are doing. Maybe not well, because they've actually just lost their Gibby player, leaving our Wake and our Bloodhound by ourselves. Bloodhound gonna rip that first player, but it's not looking good. Intel going in for the collapse. What's gonna happen here? Can Intel win this battle? They still have 3 players up.
Oh no, Dupe is in such a tough spot right now. Gets out of the building for now, and Skittlecakes tries to cover him, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to out-execute as TSM come in from the side as well, and this fight is just clean up for them. There was so much KP to be had, and with the defensive bombardment, they've got all the space to do it as well. Up at the top of the building, Reps is sniping people down, and Snipe down, well, he's just chasing them with a shotgun. The roles have been reversed a little bit, but it's working for TSM.
Whenever I'm watching TSM's snipe down play, I always hear him say, "You need to unleash me. Let me unleash." And it looks like TSM is letting him do just that. How currently rocking the gold shields. Reps currently sitting at purple. Still 16 squads remaining, so a whole lot of good Apex to play. One of TSM's best attributes is their ability to play aggressive, make their opponents pay, especially when they're making mistakes. They love to take advantage of teams that are making mistakes, while they're overextending the wrong way or even leaving a player by himself. Now let's see what Cheez-Its are doing, because Cheez wants to get into a little bit of action as well.
We've got some high ground right now, but it's not one that they can hold. It looks like they want to make an early rotation into Geyser and see if they can claim a building or a part of a building that isn't held just yet. It's still a relatively early rotation compared to some of the other squads that are, well, all the way over here.
And I know you're a big fan of SeriesE. I've said it multiple times, rocking that Octane Bloodhound Gibby composition. And it looks like we're on board right now with Thule. 698 damage needed for him to get up to red shields. And let me tell you, I'm always confident when I have that red shields. And the more shields I have, the more aggressive it allows me to play. Allows me to, the added luxury of making a little bit of mistakes here, because I know I can take that little bit of extra damage. So I want to see SeriesE get a little bit aggressive here, get themselves some KP. Currently sitting at 3 KP is our player Tricky.
And I was talking to you a little bit before the games. I think we brought it up in Game 1 as well, that we got the chance to talk to SeriesE a little bit, and specifically Hakulo, about how the team approaches fights. And so I'm curious to see that they're not actually choosing to push down that building that's in front of them. They don't technically know that TSM is there, but they've got an inkling that it could be, given all of the action that's just gone down in that zone. And taking smart fights is what SeriesE is all about. They're all about getting the kills, but in their own time. So are biding their own, or rather, are biding a little bit of it and trying to make a rotation around here work. Well, Applejacks, they seem very happy where they're at.
Applejacks currently sitting with that long bow. He missed the first 2 shots right there, but let me tell you, eventually those shots are going to be hitting, and they are going to do damage. 2 of their players with purple shields. G2 electing to actually rotate towards the edge of the hill. Maybe might try to gatekeep something or get it toward engagement, because there's players right above them raining down shots. Actually, there, Gibby ends up losing all of his shields and most of his health. Gibby goes down, and hold on, Octane's going to be losing his shields and health as well. This is not looking good if you're a fan of G2.
No, this isn't really happy times for them. Designful's managed to get out for now, but right into the waiting arms of another squad, as well as RNG was waiting for him. Gentrifying, now the last one left alive is going to be our resident Ratcam soon enough, but it doesn't look like he's going to get the time to, as instead, he managed to find almost a kill with the Eve 8, gets that last hit as well, so still taking one with him.
G2 end up going from our second place team in game number 1 down at 15. That is not looking good, but if you're a fan of Renegades, I guess it's really good. 14 squads remaining at the moment. Dia, the action's looking good. Are you excited? Rockstar Week looking good.
Oh yeah, this is a really nice way to do it. For a week that we're celebrating an energy drink, I couldn't think of a higher energy series of games to be playing. Applejacks, though, they're still playing it calm. We see them in the corner right here, and they haven't been contested just yet. But notice, of course, that by sitting up here, they're also not getting KP, and all the other squads are. In a tournament like this, when it's being played in this way, this is a really risky move from Applejacks to say, we bet that we can win this, because if they don't wipe out a few squads before they go, they've essentially gotten themselves nothing.
Well, you know, I mean, obviously Applejacks knows what they're doing. They have 3 players who are well accomplished. I know Kubsky finished first place during the Nerd Street Winter Championship, 4th place at the ALGS Autumn Circuit Playoffs. All their players had that been there, done that mentality, so they know what they're doing. If they want to get aggressive, I'm gonna let them do it. I'm gonna let them rock.
Oh yeah. Kubsky is really, really good as well. I hope we get a team fight that sort of highlights him, because that guy's micro is absolutely insane, and when he's given a chance to pop off, you can't take advantage of it. For right now, we're over with Team Pop-Tarts, though, who have plenty of talent of their own, and Pringle's not locking in that department either, seem to be getting into a fight.
And Pringle's trying to leave somebody else salty right now, putting down the damage. Bloodhound going to back down to try to gain some of his shields. I believe they're in a 3v3 engagement and a little bit of a bubble fight. So we have our Never Give Me player to want to hold down this door. We have Liquid versus Pringles at the moment. There's a team I wouldn't want to challenge. It might just be Liquid, but they've just lost their Bloodhound, so it is going to be a 3v2. Can Pringles collapse in there? They're putting down the damage. Octane trying to back down.
They're going to be able to escape for now, but Team Liquid not happy off the back of that, and it's only getting worse for them as now Gibraltar cornered. It's going to be Phil who ends up falling next. And unfortunately, it might just be the end of Team Liquid. We'll have to check back in with them later, though, because Pringles, they continue on a fight of their own, and they've encountered yet another squad here. Fury is way ahead of the play. It might work out for them. We'll see how this ends up rolling. As we can see, as our observers highlight the 3v3 ensuing. Great stick from Fury. Gets a shield swap as well. Is this going to end up going in their favor? They're holding it out for now. This is a good spot to hold, but it is risky.
That it is, but Pringle's looking pretty confident right now. They have a couple shield swaps available, and it looks like they actually want to rotate out and catch a different angle. I'm not mad at that. As you said before, it wasn't the best position for them. I feel like they recognized that, and now they're going to be rotating over towards the hill. 1 minute and 13 seconds left. Still 14 squads remaining, so the game actually really slowing down here in game number 2.
Such a quick pick for these guys as well. Pringles able to get themselves that KP onto Liquid's flanker. Ended up basically winning them that fight, and their positioning from then on only made it easier. Now we're going to be able to get out with the jump pad. It's only the second ring, so really not hurting that much. It seems like they're aiming for the toilet bowl a little bit to the north. It's already been taken, so now Pringles are caught in no man's land. We'll see how they deal with this.
And Fury losing all of his shields once again, and we have all 3 players from Pringles currently trying to shield up. I'm loving the play coming out of Pringles. I mean, they obviously want to get into a gunfight, but they want to get into a gunfight that they feel comfortable doing. So at the moment they feel like they might lose that gunfight, they say, hey, let's rotate out. Let's get a better angle. And I promise you, once they start clipping 1 or 2 players and they feel froggy, they're going to drop that jump pad. They're going to about collapse, and they're playing winning Apex right now. I want to watch out for Pringles going out the rest of this tournament, because I expect them to be in the top 3, maybe even to win this game.
It's very likely, actually, given the position that they're in right now. Razor, though, remember, the calculated team here have decided to finally take an engagement right up to the north of Lava City. They've got the angle on what I think should be TSM if they're still around. We're going to find out very shortly, though. His first knock should be coming in any time. In your kill feed, it should display the info. Razor want this, and they end up actually taking down 1 member themselves as Pop-Tarts ends up going down to TSM on the other side. This must not be the fight. There's so much more happening.
The way Razor's playing right now, currently with the red shield is our Gibby, but Octane gonna be losing all of his health and his shield, and Octane gonna go down. He gets eliminated, and Gibby's still taking damage. This is not looking good for Razor. I was big on Razor before, and so were you, but it looks like they just might get eliminated. There it is. Razor has gone outside of the map, and TSM gonna be taking them down 12 squads remaining. Snipe down, currently sitting at the kill leader with 4 kills. Beautiful collapse by TSM. They win those pivs over and over again. You cannot challenge TSM unless you are on your P's and Q's and putting your best foot forward.
And that's the risky thing, right? We may have seen them try and go for the rotation earlier as Team Razor, but they get their best from smart engagements. And smart engagements sometimes against TSM simply are not enough. They've got an incredible amount of resilience on their squad. We were on the rat cam for a bit, but we've tuned back into 303, who have recently rid themselves of one such. I think we still got a rat around. I'm like 90% sure. No, Team Liquid now having been eliminated. I think it was Intel that had a rat still on the other side of this. Let's take a look. Yeah, Intel still with 1 member left alive. Maybe that'll work.
And a beautiful bombardment being landed right on TSM's head, and their IGL and How is going to be taken down. They're trying to go in for the Gibby res. Can they get it off? And it looks like they have. Imperial How is going to be up. Snipe down, currently covering them with their beautiful red shields. Once again, 11 squads remaining. We're almost approaching the halfway point in this game, and it's been quite some time. For the round 4 hill is going to be closing in soon. I promise you, once it gets down to those final couple of circles, we're going to see a drop in squads immediately.
Oh yeah, it can turn into not separate fights even, but just one big fight as third party after third party comes in. We'll see how that plays out. Oh, I do see Team Liquid. They're still around. I see you, Nocturnal, right there on the map as FTX. They might see him as well. TSM are going to be holding that bridge, still trying to be held at arm's length by 303, but unfortunately, bullets are just connecting in TSM's favor. They've got the high ground, and you'll remember from Star Wars, if the lesson was taught right, high ground is the most important thing that TSM could have.
I take all my lessons in life, in gaming and in life, from Star Wars. I mean, let me tell you, I owe everything that I am as a person to Star Wars, as TSM currently fighting another player. But they want to make sure they're not getting third party. I love the way Imperial How plays. He's always that forward player, and he's giving as much information as possible. Sometimes he won't end with the most damage or kills, but I promise you, he is very important to this squad. The information that he gives is usually good, and the moment they die, let me tell you, he's not afraid to give that constructive criticism. I've seen him actually yell and say some pretty crazy things to his teammates, but they know it's all love and it's all for them to get better as a team. I like this TSM squad. They obviously know how to communicate with each other and they respect each other.
And I think it's interesting, given all that communication and information that you mentioned earlier, that they've chosen to take the low ground in the circle here. Play for later, and they're letting this fight on the high ground go basically unchallenged. 303 are trying to make their way in, but currently the toilet bowl is being held by XSET, and there's no real territory left to be claimed here. Even Pringles is struggling around the edge for a place on the high ground here, firing down onto the TSM squad from before.
Pringles once again putting down some good damage, but always position the place where they can easily rotate in and out of situation. I'm telling you, this is winning Apex right here. I'm loving the way they're playing. They actually had a pretty high place. I want to say they placed within the top 6 just last game, and it looks like they're going to repeat again. Pringles, 9 squads remaining, still putting down that damage.
We'll see if the low ground rotation pays off for the squads down there, because right now Pringles are making it a difficult choice, to be sure. You can see with the observer sort of highlighting of the legends that we've still got an Octane scouting out around there on low ground, but Pringles are a little bit more focused now on gatekeeping, as we're only a few seconds away from this next ring closing in. And if you can pick up kills here, they've only got 2 now, but it could really explode for them.
More damage coming down from Pringles, but they need to be careful because there's a few squads around. I mean, obviously they don't have the luxury of seeing the overlay where everybody is, but I saw a few squads in their area. One of them is actually going to be Era, who end up losing their Octane player fairly quickly. Bloodhound losing all of his shields, but end up knocking that player. It looks like, and so does Gibbon. That is going to be it. Era goes down. They cannot repeat here in game number 2. They're going down as our 8-team squad, but we're not done yet. Splash coming in, trying to third party and get into the action as well.
That's so tough though, because there are still other folks around from the very highest of grounds Nestle Splash really putting down the damage here, but Turns is going to fall in right back into that ring as well. Needs to get out here before he gets knocked, but he finds Xset in the building, and he could have just fallen to his doom. The reset comes in, and he gets knocked immediately.
And Splash looks like they're going in. He's going to actually get his crypto player up, but our Octane player was getting thirsted here. So they might recover his banner, but I don't think it's going to matter here. We're going into that final circle. So final circles, I should say. 6 squads remaining. I don't know if we're able to get that team back up. One of your underrated teams, one of your dark horse squads, Exit. What do you want to see coming out of Exit, Daya?
Oh, Exit, I think that the biggest thing for them right now is keeping their eyes on the squad they know is above them. They're making this push happen first, and I like it. We'll see if it works out. Klein drops down, but now we get to see the mechanics really on point as even Rambo, you see this sort of rotation that they're doing right now. It's benefiting them a lot with information, with damage, and with the grenades following it up. Should be kills as well. Rambo manages to take down one member, and it's exactly what you wanted right before this push, and now they've eliminated the threat. They can push into the circle. Xset could win this game.
Everything I learned from first-person shooters tells me you have to hold the high ground, but they played that low ground perfectly. They say the best defense is a good offense, and they took that to heart. But TSM getting into another engagement, and they're not comfortable with that fight, so they're going to back down, collect a different angle, but that team is currently hunting them down. 4 squads remaining.
They're being pushed out here by C9. The grenade's connecting, but C9 need to heal as there's a big laser on Reps, it seems like. Really putting out the damage on the R301, but Snipe Down is the first one to get knocked here. No push from either side yet, but we've got 2 separate fights. One on the high ground as well. The Crypto EMP is going to do wonders against this dome, and Xset is going at it up top. The Eva, or rather the Peacekeeper, gonna find the knocks, and Xset now, with this high ground, could, once again, I say it, win this game.
You said it before, and I'm allow you to say it again. I believe it's Exit going up against Cloud9 at the moment. Exit doing a great job of holding the high ground. Gibby going in for the health res, trying to actually. I think they're gonna drop. I think they're ready to drop. I don't know. They can't wait for the ultimate bombardment. Eventually, need to drop and make Cloud9 pay for holding the high ground. And there it is. Cloud9 putting down the damage with that Eva, but Gibby goes down. Octane gonna lose his shield and his health. That lovely Bloodhound by himself is putting down the damage. Can Bloodhound come out on top in this gunfight? Oh, what?
Rambo almost managed to pull it out there, but Cloud9, they juggle perfectly in that end game, and they come out on top. It's another pro team to be able to take this second win. I'm waiting for these partners to get their kicks, but I'm not disappointed by the great Apex Legends we've had 2 games in a row.
My goodness, the action going into that final circle has not disappointed over and over again. Game 2 was beautiful. Congratulations to them. I'm going to be honest. I thought they were going to collapse on. I thought they were going down, but they come out on top, win those gunfights, and my gosh, man. Hey, Halo no got gameplay like that. I'm getting tired over here.
Oh, yeah, and you know, you run that. You run those fights so often, and they become so hard to manage. It's really Cloud9 that ended up being able to keep it together even at the end there. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back with even more Apex Legends.
Hey, what's up? I'm Kimchi Lee, and this season, there's no slowing down Team Rockstar.
Stick. It was 63 though, hitting big. Peacekeeper in the backhand for Kimchi as well. I love that little finger roll grenade frag over towards the side. The armor swap as well. That grenade is going to hit. But I believe a third party is coming through. So they're going to bail on this one. Another nice, really nice grenade. The prediction grenade. It's burning. It's burning. It hurts.
If you're ever looking for a drink or something to give you that extra juice during your gaming sessions, make sure you check out walmart.com/esportsarena and go get some Rockstars. I play Apex Legends for Team Rockstar, and you're watching Rockstar Week.
Hey, shake it, kiddo. Hmm? Love Dad. Whoa.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats. A little love when it's needed.
Kellogg's, Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, Corn Pops, Tiger Paws. They're Jumbo. Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Gonna take them on the go. Eat your cereal, magnified, showing up for snacking time. Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Gonna take them on the go. It's Jumbo. It's for snacking. It's Jumbo Snacks.
Stack Pringles flavors. Make new ones.
How much do you think Pringles paid these people?
Hardly anything. Hey, you guys want to stack different Pringles flavors to create new flavor combos? Here, I'll go first. Pizza, barbecue, and jalapeno. The spicy barbecue pizza stack. Get him!
Grandpa, what's going on?
Pringles. We're trapped in a Pringles commercial. They must have taken us in our sleep.
How can we get out?
We can't, Summer. They warned me this would happen, and I didn't listen. Stack Pringles, make endless new flavors. Stacking Pringles to make new flavors. Make endless new flavors. Barbecue, wavy, and sour cream and onion equals a 3-layer dip stack.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Yeso here once again, and game 2 all done there. C9 coming out with a very big victory there. Some clean shots from Stay Naughty there at the end to secure the win. And you know, you heard Dia talking about it. We're waiting for the partnered squads to get onto the scoreboard. We started last week's Pro Night strong with wins from Razer and Intel. This week, no partnered squads at the top just yet, but still 3 more games to play on the night, so there's still hope, but they gotta get things rolling. These strong pro teams are not going to give you an opportunity, so you've got to take it for yourself. Let's check out our player of the game here for our second game of the night here of the 5, excuse me. Wow, Rockstar Week still rolling on, and we're still looking for more from that squad. Again, they took second place last night in Open Night, but it's been a quiet couple of games here to start off Pro Night. They still have some action ahead of them, but they got to get things rolling. Do want to remind you guys, by the way, stick around after the next game. I am going to have an interview with one of the members from Team Rockstar. We're going to sit down, talk a little bit about the games so far today and what they're looking forward to in the final 2. So you're not going to want to miss out on that after our next game. So don't go anywhere for that. But if we can pull up our player of the game here for this game, there it is. It's Stay Naughty, 5 kills, 2 assists, just over 1,300 damage. And do want to know, Albert Laley, no kills this game, but did lead the team in damage with just over 1,400. The C9 boys did take a total of 10 kills, so that's 22 points for the squad. Some big chunks there in the standings. We'll have to see how that shakes up our Mobile 1 leaderboard. We'll check that out when we go back to Dia and Why Not here in just a couple of moments. Do want to remind you guys, obviously, it is Rockstar Week. If you want to get your own Rockstar, support the players, support us here at Esports Arena, make sure to head over to walmart.com/esportsarena. You can get all the Rockstar products you need, as well as products from all of our other partners. So that's walmart.com/esportsarena. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, Rockstar Week continues here on SeriesE.
Hey, what's up? I'm Crummy, and if you want to play like me, you got to drink a lot of Rockstar. Boom, boom, pow, pow.
That's going to be a Tomer Simpson, and that's going to be a flank coming from Vets R Us. We already know they're having a solid game. Talked and then rest. It looks like you're talking about they are out of resources.
He can hit the banner right there, but he cannot. Vets R Us.
You're looking to try Rockstars? Head over to walmart.com/esportsarena to get your Rockstar products. I play Apex Legends for Team Rockstar, and you're watching Team Rockstar Week.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SeriesE here in the 3rd season, the 2nd week, and we're about to pop in to that 3rd game. But before we do, I want to take a look at what shook down in our 2nd game. Based on the results, what is our Mobile 1 leaderboard looking like?
Era still on top, even though they only were able to gain 4 points throughout that entire game. Number 2 still sitting nice and beautiful at 35 points. Excuse me. Cloud9 right behind them, 26. They're right on their tails, and I talked about it the whole entire time. Team Pringles playing winning Apex. I like the way these guys are playing. I'm quickly becoming a Team Pringles fan because somehow they are above both G2, TSM, and Exit.
Now, it's not just the mobile one leaderboard we also have the high performance moment. So let's see who was at the top of that, because we also had a lot of knockdown, drag out fights last time. And surprise, surprise, it's Exet popping in here. And it looked so good for them that you could only call this moment from C9 the highest of performance.
And they played their high ground beautiful right there until they were just ready, dropping the bubble, going in and putting down the shots. But man, 2 players going down. Gibby by himself. I was worried. I was like, they were looking good with that drop down. They looked confident, but sadly, Cloud9 just coming out a bit better in that situation despite not having the high ground.
And if you keep your eyes on the Cloud9 feed as well, you'll notice that Stay Naughty, our MVP, was the one that ended up clutching it out at the end there in such a tense situation. As that last ring really is, Tony. I'm always surprised and impressed at the way that these members of professional Apex teams are able to keep it together. It's only going to get better as we continue in our night, though, because we're dropping onto World's Edge one more time. One more time, 2 more times, 3 more times, 3 more times today. And we're just getting started on our game 3. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happened indeed. We're going to find out if Cloud9 can bounce back and repeat, or will TSM come in and maybe steal away some nasty KP points early and combine it with some good placer points. I want to keep my eyes out on Team Pringles at some point, but let's start on board here with Cloud9. Zach already able to find himself some blue shields. So our Gibby player having blue shields off the rip. This is looking good.
It is. And remember, of course, that if you're familiar with where these teams are dropping, Cloud9 do drop right next to TSM. Cloud9 are dropping Fragment West. TSM love to drop that Fragment East. So I'm actually really impressed that they've managed to avoid fights so far, because we've seen a lot of clashing from these squads, but C9 are consistently making it later and later into the game, choosing not to challenge TSM early. Instead, take that loot and just sort of push their way a little further out, make sure that everything is played safe. Rockstar also playing safe here, are going for the grenades first to open up the doors, but they're getting into an early fight.
I love this skin on the flatline. Man, is it easy to hit those shots, and Kimchi Lee is doing that and even wanting to up the tempo because he wants to get a little bit closer here, play his height. It looks like Rockstar are perfectly content with putting down damage and getting into the action early.
RKT still down here as well. This is a sticky spot for them, having not just the low ground, but in Lava Fisher, not really a whole lot of places to go that don't burn you when you touch them. It's a rough spot to be in, and already you can see that they're being taken down with Team Rockstar pushing down. They've lost 1 member, but they might be able to finish out this fight.
No. Oh no, but they lost 2 members. It looks like it's actually a 1v1 situation, and Splash coming in and laying down the law. And look at that crypto player go. Actually, just all the carnage all over the place. Our kill leader is going to be Malice Mamba coming out of Nestle's Splash.
He's still on the hunt for this Gibby as well. No mercy here. Kimchi Lee is going to fall, and that's the danger of the early fights as well, as the early rotations that we talk about being so crucial. You take a look at the top left. Splash rotated insanely quickly. We look for a lot of professional teams to be moving out of their drop spots at a minute 20. By a minute 20, they'd already got 3 kills.
Now we're going to switch gears over towards Pop-Tarts, who are rocking a Caustic, Valkyrie, and Gibby composition right now. This is a little bit different than what I'm used to, but I'm not mad. If you want to slow things down and you want to play for the long game, I think Caustic can definitely do that, especially as the circle begins to get smaller. And now Gibby was able to find himself some blue shields as well. So Pop-Tarts looking good as we're going into 18 squads at the moment.
And we saw this in ALGS as well, the Gibby, Caustic, and Valkyrie sort of squad being used to push people off the high ground, and you're investing in there being high ground. You're investing in that final ring, really having buildings in it, because then your squad really does pay off with the zone control, with the ability to take this valuable positioning away from others. We'll see how that ends up scaling into the later zones, though, as right now Razor, they're hoping to scale as well. They've only got the one purple shield. You really don't want to be fighting right now, but you'll remember off the drops that we've seen already today, they're surrounded on both sides. You can see them in Dome with two squads waiting for them at launch site, but take a look at that circle as well, pulling us towards those buildings right around No Name City.
I'm liking the way this zone is going at the moment. It's going towards that fragment east, which can get really dangerous. A lot of teams like to fight towards there, at least in ranked play. We're going to find out what's going to happen now that the pros are here. G2 already electing to get themselves into the hill. I notice this every time. They want to get those early rotations. They want to find this place that they feel comfortable in, and they have no problem hunkering down and playing defense. They allow teams to make mistakes, and they make them pay every time.
And especially when they're put in a situation where they can actually play edge like this time. I'm expecting great things from G2. They're a really good squad when they can play aggressively. Keep your eyes, of course, on the other squads that have taken these top spots from them. G2 was, or rather were, your champions in week 1, being able to pull out the top spot, being able to get themselves $250, but now it's being challenged everywhere, let alone by Cheez-It, though, who is unfortunately looking like they're about to fall.
And Cheez-It going to get eliminated, and that was CLT. Charlotte coming out and representing hot right now. On board with our Bloodhound Greek. Only has 1 kill at the moment, but he does have purple shields and only 686 damage away from upgrading that to red and G2. We talked about it earlier. They want to pick a spot. They want to play that defense. And they always rotate at least close to the hill early, and they play their positioning well. I like the way G2 plays, winning Apex, but it looks like they're going in for the collapse. Eva's out, putting down the damage. The bubble fight's going in. That's going to be one player that goes down. So does the Gibby. Octane does go down, but it looks like Gibby and Rake are close to them, close behind. Maybe they can come out with the win. Revive coming in. G2 playing lights out.
Yeah, 2 there for Designful is really the deciding factor. Seeing that member fall in and choosing to go in right there, doesn't wait for anyone. Sometimes that's Designful's critical flaw, but in this case, it's also the thing that lets G2 be able to take advantage of situations so quickly, like we just saw there. We pop over to Team Pop-Tarts, though. We're still playing this defense and couldn't have picked a better spot in the zone right now. They're going to be able to hold on to this for quite a while, making that rotation even later. Team Pringles may encounter them soon, but we'll have a difficult time actually getting in there.
Game 3 seems to be moving a little bit faster than Game 2. They were already down to 16 squads at the moment. It's about 1 minute and 5 seconds left for that round 1 hill to be closing. So these teams really starting to up the tempo. Obviously, their thumbs are warm. They want to get into some action. Fury coming out of Pringles at the moment.
He's going to be mad at you for that one.
Purple shield. He's not Furry? I thought it was Furry. I'm sorry. That's on me.
It's the little mustache that gets you there. You see him and you're like, he's got a mane. He's got huge hair as well. You can see in the cams that we've got in the bottom left there the absolute amount of hair that Fury is sporting for right now. He's also got a great position as the entirety of Pringles can more or less play edge from here with the long range that they have, the wingman, the charge rifle we've already seen from them, and even up top here with the Spitfire being able to lay down a lot of punishment, our Team Intel.
Intel rocking that Spitfire with the 3 times. That's actually going to be Skittle Cakes. And, hold on. Intel might be looking for some action here. So obviously Intel, they're in the circle, in that secondary circle, I should say. They want to rotate early. You need that. It seems like every team has some kind of scout, whether it be Bloodhound, Valkyrie, even Crypto at times. They really like to play those scans and make sure they know where that next hill is moving and early rotating. Is that the way you play personally as well?
Absolutely, because the ring determines so much of what is strong positioning and what is not. This high ground that Intel have, for example, is a massive, but it could just as quickly turn into absolute trash depending on that ring pull. So it's so important to be able to get that information quickly, and that's why we see advantageous positions, though they may not always be geographically advantageous, turn into them because you have a beacon to farm, because you're going to be able to sit there and know where the next ring is pulling, be able to act on that information before your opponents. Right now, Intel are waiting to see what everybody else does, and that's going to be the determiner of how they end up playing the game. Fortunately for them, they've got the redeploy available with Skittle Cakes here, and should be able to make good use of it. And for right now, you know, you get your Evo shields up a bit, you're not too mad.
And obviously one of the best analytical minds in the business, so, you know, obviously you get 12 points with every win, and obviously with the KP you get 1 point per win. Now, you know, I would say obviously you want to go for 50 kills and get yourself first place, but where's the sweet spot that you're looking for between kills and RP and placement? Where's that sweet spot that you want to be in if you're coaching one of these squads?
Oh, that's a real rough one because it's so squad dependent. We see squads like G2 that really thrive on the high kills here. I'm not actually that concerned if G2 aren't finishing first because they're such a bloodthirsty squad that I'm trusting that they're picking up the kills. And it's so personality dependent on your players that we're really going to have to see how things pan out. Pringles, though, they tend to go for, I think, the best balance among the squads that we have right now. They really like playing, they're really good at playing a slow game, but you can see, especially people like Fury and Phony, pushing the agenda when it comes to when they have an advantage. When they do get that shield crack, all of a sudden the go button is right there.
Now, I would love to debate with you, but I agree with you 100%. I love the way Pringles play. They have no problem getting into engagements, and if they feel that it's not favorable for them, we've noticed multiple times that they have no problem rotating out and getting to a more advantageous position. Still 16 squads remaining, so it started off hot towards the beginning, toward that first minute, 30 seconds, and now we're seeing it once again, just like Game 2, slow down, but Fury want to speed things up, rocking the R99, putting down the shots, but their Bloodhound player ends up losing all of his shields off of screen. He's gonna have to shield back. Fury trying to back down here, trying to stay alive. I want to call him Fury again, but I'm trying not to.
Pringles are playing this really, really smart, though. I like what they've got going on because you see that push and you go, something else is going on here. This is not the end of it. It's not a white shield Octane coming. It's so much more. They back up and they're actually able to take the fight against TSM. Now, will they win it? That's a different story because it's Fury left alive. He's the one that's got to clutch this out, but the bodies are being played so perfectly that it's so hard to find that. Ultimately, getting sniped down, taken out. Fury manages to clutch it as the ring closes.
You mess with the Furry, you get the claws. Octane able to pull off that revive, winning that gunfight. Beautiful plays by Pringles. Again, I sound like a broken record at this point, but I love the way they're playing. They pick their gunfights. If you guys are at home, take out your pens, take out your notepads, and take notes. This is how you play winning Apex. You find a favorable position, you find a position that works for you, and you play it. And if it's not advantageous, hey, get the heck out. There's no egos with this Pringles squad. 15 squads remaining. Pringles looking lights out, putting down more damage. Octane breaking that shield with the 30-30 repeater.
This is exactly what I was talking about as well, you know, being able to play patiently and then once you have a solid advantage, really push that. That's what Pringles are looking for right now. It's their next advantage, that next crack that could net them a fight win. Holy moly, with 91 damage coming through. I'm surprised they are pushing it right now, but waiting for Phony and Fearless to catch up to him. Fury is not a one-man unit. As much as we highlight these individual players, you need your team.
To be honest with you, I think Pringles is the right name for the squad. They make you salty. I promise you, if I was going up against them and they're sliding in and putting down the damage, or if I'm chasing them down and they're just getting out of every terrible situation, I would be pissed. And it looks like they want to late rotate towards that hill. They're playing the backside of it. And in a minute and 33 seconds, that hill's going to move. And, hey, round 3 hills, I mean, it may not knock you off the rip, but it does some damage.
Oh yeah, this'll really hurt if it does start closing. So I appreciate that Pringles are taking the time to plan out their approach. Right now they've got the jump pad available, which can buy you a lot of safety. But remember, if we think about where this ring is closing, it's on No Name, and it's really tough to find a spot in there with so many teams that have early rotated that isn't already taken. The late rotation in this case might actually be the thing that you need, because you can't rely on being able to find a building. You've got to take a spot that happens to be good because the ring is at your back.
I'm sorry, what was the name of the place that's rotating to? One more time?
No name. It's not actually. There's not a name.
No, what's the name of it? No, what's the name for it?
Oh no! I'm gonna. It's no name, Tony. No name.
I'll go with Liquid. It looks like our Bloodhound player is already going to be ulting out, but losing his shields. Obviously, he wants to get into a little bit of engagement here. He's only 202 damage away from upgrading to purple. Our Gibby player is getting into some action as well, and another squad falls off of screen. Exit might be trying to up the tempo against them. Let's see if they can do it. That Kraber looking nice in the hands of our crypto player.
Absolutely, and you know, Exit must be feeling kind of robbed after last game as well. They performed so well, but were just out microed at the very end. You put up performances like that, though, you get this consistent placement points under your belt, and you can find the win today, especially with this Kraber providing the opportunity to crack and push. I really like the way that they're doing this, and they've got that safe spotting here once again. We talked about this building being so important. Well, Era are trying to take one of their own, and it looks like it's going well for them.
Bloodhound player going down, but it looks like they won that battle, and decisively. So Bloodhound going to be coming up, but they're watching for the third party. I like the way he placed that Octane jump pad, so nobody can be able to get into that room at least comfortably. 13 squads remaining at the moment, and Bloodhound still actually didn't go up. Era's looking like they're in trouble at the moment, because Octane going to be losing all of his shields and health. Gibby going to be taking some heavy damage as well.
I need to know, Greek. The psychopath Bloodhound who pushed in moments before, he secures this for his team off of the aggression there, and they managed to take out Era before that reset can come in. The reset that won Era Game 1 gets denied by Charlotte Phoenix.
And let me tell you, the Greek Freak won the NBA Championship, and the Greek Freak coming out of CLT, putting down the damage as well, and winning that gunfight. But we're going into some more action. G2. And we have our Gibby player always rocking the G7 Scout. I'm pretty sure this is going to be his favorite weapon, and he always seems to hit. 34 on that player with the gold shield, staying alive, but the hill is rotating in a little bit over a minute.
And our controller squad is going to have a little bit of trouble getting to that next ring. There's a lot of open ground between them and any semblance of a safe space. So they're backing off, reevaluating their options, but are going to have to burn some resources to get in there. Moving away, though, from No Name Village in a very odd sort of thing. We're getting a zone that picks us between Fragment East and Sorting Factory right at the halfway point, and it's actually favoring G2 in the positioning if they can keep from being flanked.
And 303 trying to get into some action as well. That's going to be Octane, a.k.a. Sticks, rocking the Hemlock. He can't win in deal or steal, but he can win his gunfights, and that's truly what matters. 8 squads remaining at the moment, but they need to get out of Dodge. They need to get this rotation in. They're already late, and it looks like there's a team in G2, and maybe even another team that might be holding them off and gatekeeping them from getting into a hill. Exit going to be getting into a little bit of a gunfight of their own.
This is an early fight, though. They're opening themselves up to a third party, and this is where you need to win the fight fast. We'll see if Xset can do it, though, as they send Clean on a solo mission around this replicator to try and find the cheeky damage. They've already wiped out 2, and Xset do get the squad wipe as they're being pushed by 303, now needing to retreat off of the high ground. Will they be able to hold on to it? Because 303, they're in a fight of their own, right in this spot between Geyser and Fragment East. As I correct myself from earlier, 303 are looking for that cheeky damage here. They're waiting on the third party.
You talked about it before. If you're going to engage and overcommit to an enemy, you better make it fast. You got to put them down to avoid the third parties. Get in, get out, and get into a hill.
Designful's managed to pick up a kill in the meantime, clapping back on Xset as this next ring closes. We're going to have the Arcstars coming in, and it's going to be G2 on the hunt once again, looking for the picks off from this high ground. They've got so much space to play with, and look at this! This is shooting fish in a barrel. This is taking out 303 clinically.
I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. You talked about how good G2 was, and I said coming in, they were definitely one of my favorite squads. I watched them often on stream, but they're putting in work even against the best of the best. We have our Octane player here, already the kill leader, sitting with 6 kills by himself. G2 obviously putting some good points on the board here in game number 3.
This is interesting, though, to see a team like Razor also make it into the top 6 squads. Their decision-making really going to be tested now, as they haven't been taken down in the mid-game as we've seen before. And I want to see the Hakulo shine. I want to see those high damage numbers coming out from this squad, because they've been able to do it in the open nights. Now they need to do it in the pros.
4 squads remaining at the moment, and that circle isn't getting any bigger here. This is do or die situation, obviously, and obviously you have our Mr. Tricky right now, rocking the G7 Scout. I'm liking what he's rocking right now. He's 500 damage away from getting the red shield, So I'm sure with that G7 Scout, he can put in the damage, get himself some red shields, and be really comfortable going into that final 3 or final 2.
4 squads left, and they're all alive. I know that sounds weird, but they all have all 3 members here. That's the scary thing about this last ring. There's so much firepower here. There's no such thing as an easy kill right now. Although G2, they're going to do their best to find some. Laying down the poke from afar. They're still rocking that G7 Scout into the late game here, and it can put down some deadly damage if you connect 1, 2, 3. You're able to take shields out. Playing it slow, playing it safe, and they can play it for high ground right now. They've already got it. They can take the top of a building when it really comes down to it.
You mentioned before that G2 had the best positioning, and even going into this circle as well. They're obviously in the hill right now. They're sitting above everybody else. We even have a Kraber in the hands of our Wraith player. As of right now, G2 once again having the best position, but 48 seconds, and that hill is gonna move. This is where things get crazy. This is where the contenders get separated from the pretenders. What's gonna happen here, Dia?
This is where G2 can actually look to just take the game completely. You couldn't have asked for a better spot right now, and they've got the portal from gentrifying as well. To reposition like that is a miracle, a godsend in this last circle, and I want to see how they end up using it, because it should be able to win them this game, to get them back on top of that leaderboard, to knock out a squad. But remember, we've got 3 other very hungry squads in here who want to get themselves the win, and right now keeping tabs on G2 that everybody should have their sights trained on.
And here it is. That hill is starting to move, and it is going to hurt. Everybody going to have to reposition here, and something's going to happen. It looks like we're going to go down to 3, maybe even 2 squads very quickly here, but G2 currently playing it slow. They want to use every last second as the hill's coming in, and they still have that Kraber with 7 shots. So if I'm G2, I'm still feeling comfortable, but I know eventually I'm gonna have to push up, and that's what's gonna. Now I'm gonna find out what's gonna happen as 2 teams already starting to up the tempo here. They're deciding to go in and go out. Dia, this is getting exciting.
Yeah. G2 can move once the threat of intel is nullified, with Hakulo popping up on the top here. Pop-Tarts are looking for their way in as well, playing around to the side of the building. And it's not all G2 here, because Team Pringles, they could take that top spot as well. Still alive up here. Gentrifying, swapping out the weapons, doesn't need that Kraber anymore. Now it's going to be all about that close-range battle. Team Razor lose 1. Are they going to lose another? They're looking for the KP beforehand, but intel is absorbing all of that. And Hakulo, the last one left alive, is going to fall. 3 squads remain. Take us home, Tony.
If you don't understand why a Gibby is so important, it's right here, right now. The ultimate comes in and puts down damage. We have our final 2 squads, and our Wraith player putting in the damage with the flatline, but our Octane's gonna go down to Eva, putting down damage in the bubble fight, and that's gonna be it. G2 are your champions of game number 3.
And they could not have asked for more, and they could not have executed better. They make that final ring look like it's on easy mode, Tony. So ridiculously well performed from a squad that we know had it in them. That won week 1, but just barely missed out on the first game of this week. This is their comeback story. It starts here, and it looks so good for them.
You know, there's plenty of talented players that I've seen in my life who can put down damage, win all their pivs, and take that 1v2 or sometimes 1v3. But there's only so much you can do against a team who's constantly positioning you, out-rotating you, always putting themselves in good opportunities. That's exactly what G2 did over and over again. I heard you say yourself, great position. They're in the best position. This is the best. Look at it rotate in the best position again. And every single time they made use of that, G2 played that amazingly, but we still got 2 games left and a whole lot of Apex to be played.
I can't even believe that we get graced with more of this, but before we do, we're going to have to take a short break, Tony, so we'll be right back with even more Series E in just a few minutes.
Hey, what's up? I'm Kimchi Lee, and when I'm not playing Apex Legends...
Stick, it was 63 though, hitting big. Peacekeeper in the backhand for Kimchi as well.
I love to power lift. I got into powerlifting back in the day when I got my very first gym membership and ran into this guy that was probably 85 years old, and he was still killing it, still crushing it. And I asked him, you know, how is he so strong, you know, this late in the game? And he told me that he had been powerlifting ever since he was a kid and that I should try it out too. So I looked at this guy who like Master Roshi from Dragon Ball Z straight up, and I said, I'm gonna be like this guy, I'm gonna start powerlifting. Competing was awesome, kind of just like in Apex Legends. It's at those competitions, you're going against the best of the best. So what I absolutely love about powerlifting over Apex is that there is no RNG involved. It's just how much hard work that you're putting in and day out at the gym. Were you sweating? Were you pushing yourself? Were you going when you didn't want to? Were you going when you were tired, when you were beat up, beat down, didn't matter, you were going? That's what I loved. It was all about grit and whether or not you can do it. Whenever I take too many days off, I start to feel sluggish and slow, and I feel like it actually starts to affect my gameplay. Fun fact, people who are physically active and stay fit are actually going to perform better in video games. My name is Kimchi Lee, and I play Apex Legends for Team Rockstar, and you're watching Rockstar Week.
Imagine you love frosting and filling.
I do love frosting and filling.
Oh, well, imagine if there was a way to enjoy that delicious goodness anywhere, anytime, out of the toaster, out of the box, out of one of those baggy thingies, with nothing but a thin layer of foil between you and...
Pasta.
Yes, Curtis. This is a commercial about pasta.
I love it.
Frosting and filling for your pasta.
I like pesto.
I wasn't born in the spotlight. Nah. Had to grind and shine like a star on a hot night. And something about the struggle now resides in my muscles. And every trial and trouble helped to hang my hustle. Real rock stars don't chase the spotlight. It chases them.
fruit flavored splash. It's fruit refreshing.
Hey, shake it, kiddo. Love Dad. Oh.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats. A little love when it's needed.
Kellogg's, Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, Corn Pops, Tiger Paws. They're Jumbo.
Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Gonna take them on the go. Eat your cereal, magnified, showing up for snacking time. Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Gonna take them on the go.
It's Jumbo. It's for snacking. It's Jumbo Snacks.
Cheez-It snapped. How's it taste? It's so thin, crispy, and cheesy. And I just want to keep eating it. And eating it. They love them.
Snapped. So good we may run out of cheese.
Stack Pringles flavors. Make new ones.
How much do you think Pringles paid these people?
Hardly anything. Hey, you guys want to stack different Pringles flavors to create new flavor combos? Here, I'll go first. Pizza, barbecue, and jalapeno. The spicy barbecue pizza stack. Get him!
Grandpa, what's going on?
Pringles. We're trapped in a Pringles commercial. They must have taken us in our sleep.
How can we get out?
We can't, Summer. They warned me this would happen, and I didn't listen. Stack Pringles, make endless new flavors. Stacking Pringles to make new flavors. Make endless new flavors. Barbecue, wavy, and sour cream and onion equals a 3-layer dip stack.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yeso here, your host here for SeriesE. Once again, 3 games all done, and it is our halftime show, and I'm actually very excited to be joined by a member of Team Rockstar. I've got Strictly here joining me for a short interview here on the day. Strictly, thank you so much for joining me. Excited to have you here, my man. How are we doing right now?
Oh, nice
now, you guys had a really strong finish to last night, grabbed second place behind Team Razor. It's been a bit of a rough start here through the first 3 games of tonight. What are your thoughts on kind of what you guys have been able to do so far? Ooh. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. I think we'll get Strictly's audio up here in just a sec. I think we'll have this up momentarily. Can we hear Strictly now? I can hear Strictly. Production's going to give me a thumbs up. Coming back just to me here. Sorry about that, folks. Little technical difficulties, you know, just the fun of being in this new space. Still kind of trying to figure some things out. We've been testing, obviously, some new kind of processes here for putting out the show. It's been a lot of fun, but, you know, there's some little things to work out here and there. So appreciate you guys being patient with us there. Production will let me know what's going on here momentarily, but big game there for G2. We talked at the start of the show. They had a big performance last week. 4 out of 6 games they were placing in the top 3, and they ended up taking 2 wins to close the day and winning overall. They're trying to do the same thing here today. Still 2 more games to go, so we'll have to see if they can keep things rolling. Obviously, Era Eternity started the day with a really strong performance, and then we followed up with Cloud9 grabbing a win in Game 2. So we haven't seen any of the partner squads yet at the top of the leaderboard, but we got Strictly back here. Okay, so everybody should be able to hear Strictly at home. Thanks so much for joining me, my man. Appreciate you battling through our technical difficulties there. So I will welcome you here once again. Good to have you. And let's just get right down to business. I mentioned earlier you guys had a strong finish to last night. You grabbed second place. Been a bit of a rough go here through 3 games today. What are your kind of thoughts on how things have played out so far?
I mean, honestly, it's just been kind of rough. The first game, we took out Team Razor within like the first minute of the game. Then second game, kind of just rough. There's I think Knights GG and Razor also going Lava City as well. So it's just been kind of figuring out who we're gonna fight. We should be able to bounce back now. We're just gonna take out Rice Krispies at Lava Fisher, no problem.
All right.
Yeah, hopefully we can bounce back.
Hey, I like that confidence. Do you feel like, because it's been a few slow starts for you guys here through the first 3 days of competition this season, do you feel like a lot of it just kind of comes down to sorting out those drops and getting kind of your early game figured out so you can get your feet under you in these games early on? Do you feel like that's just kind of what you have to iron out and things will then really start to get rolling for you guys?
Oh, 100%. I mean, once we get our drop spot and let people know where we're going, then all the games should just go smoothly. We get that rhythm, get that momentum going, and then, you know, we'll show a presence, a bigger presence.
Okay, awesome. That's good to hear. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of discussion on Twitter. The next season is coming here real soon. I want to kind of get your thoughts. There's tons of discussion every single week all over Reddit, Twitter, and whatever about, you know, balance changes and what people want to see. I want to get your thoughts on kind of maybe a couple of balance changes, some things you'd like to see adjusted going into the next season that you feel like will benefit competitive play overall.
I know for sure everyone can agree with me on this one. Bloodhound needs to go. I'm not going to lie. You got wall hacks going on everywhere. Yeah, or something. He needs to get nerfed into the dirt. I'm not going to lie. But with Bloodhound, I mean, he's such a strong character, but at the same time, you just need to be able to like nerf that scan, that wall scan that you got going on. Another change that I think would be the EVA 8. That shotgun, it's a really strong shotgun. We need to get the damage down or reduce the amount of shotgun ammo you have in a clip or something like that. That's something I'm looking forward to, hopefully.
All right, I'm certainly very curious to see what kind of changes we see. Last question for you here. 3 games done today. You got 2 more to go. You're still obviously trying to figure out the drop spot. Your thoughts on kind of how you think things can play out? Do you guys got a win or 2 in you here to close the night?
I think we do. I think we can get a win in here. I mean, we just got to win our 50-50 at Lava Fisher, and then once we get that momentum going, I don't think we can be stopped, honestly.
All right. Hey, I love to hear it. You guys showed it in qualifiers. You looked strong last night. We're looking forward to more from you guys here tonight. So best of luck in the last 2 games. Appreciate you joining me, Strictly, and have some fun here tonight. That was Strictly, ladies and gentlemen, of Team Rockstar, joining me there for a short interview. Appreciate his time. Hope you guys enjoyed the content there. If you want to know more about Team Rockstar, maybe check out their stats, see some of their best clips, you can use !Team Rockstar in Twitch chat right now. That'll get you the link you need to check out everything going on with Team Rockstar. Rockstar Week continues. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, 2 more games left to go on the day. Why Not and Dia will get you ready for Game 4.
I started playing Apex like Season 2 on Xbox, and honestly I was just looking for a new game, so I downloaded Apex because it was free, started playing it.
Towards that team, they are. So there's the full send. There's the finish possibly on this, actually just a knock onto Blight.
My go-to legend, I mean, I like to stay within the meta, so, you know, either Octane, Gibby, Bloodhound, and Wraith's fun sometimes, but not really. And gun combo, I like the 301 Eva. You know, that's everyone's go-to pretty much.
As Metzarush gets that finish on the Moon, that's pretty big. Crummy gets the armor swap. That's going to be a Tomer Simpson, and that's going to be a flank coming from Metzarush.
I knew Kimchi from like a while back. We used to rank. I didn't really know Strictly. I don't even think we've ever played. That was actually our first time playing, and you know, we signed up for fun and we qualified in 2 days.
But it's Vets R Us that have the full reset. Kimchi Lee hasn't healed up yet, though, as jump pad has been used, and now they're going to go ahead and full send it, knowing it's the 2v1. Nemusona taking so much damage there, and it's going to be the final melee.
If you're looking to try Rockstars, head over to walmart.com/esportsarena to get your Rockstar products. My name's Crummy, and I play Apex Legends for Team Rockstar, and you're watching Team Rockstar Week.
Welcome back, guys, to Series E, as we're about to get into our 4th game of the day. But before we do, I think it is only poignant, Tony, that we take a look, of course, at our Mobile 1 leaderboards to know where we're standing going into this next game. G2 Esports, surprising no one, are taking that top spot with a big win last time.
Big win coming out of G2 Esports. However, it's all about error. They're making some errors. I mean, they put up 31 points in game number 1, and since then have only been able to put 7 points since, and now we're in 2nd place. Now the question is, can they bounce back and rightfully take their number 1 spot on that throne? Cloud9 right behind them, and Team Pringles, we've been talking about them all tournament long. I'm loving the way they're playing. They're sitting out in the top 4 as well.
And Team Pringles was all the way there in that final ring. And the final ring is where I'm expecting to see our Mobile One high-performance moment. As we tune back into this, it was exactly that last fight with 4 squads remaining where Razor had to full send it, and G2 got to come in, clean up these nice kills.
And it didn't stop there. The Bloodhound is eventually going to go down as well because it's Gibby and Valkyrie going to be first, and that's when we switched over to G2. They held the best positioning the entire time. Eventually, they were ready to collapse. The Valkyrie player absolutely gets obliterated. The Eva putting down shots in the bubble fight after hitting shot after shot. That's how G2 end up becoming your champions of game number 3 going into game 4. Let's stay on board here with G2. I mean, they're already hot. They have stolen first place. Can they hold on to it?
Ooh, you know what? I think this might actually be their game to do so because they have another nice rotation. The ring is pulling us. You can see on your mini-maps up there to that northeastern side, and the more that it pulls us that way, the more that G2 are given an edge spot, the better it is for them. SeriesE, though, are already in a fight. Once again, we've seen this story time and time again, and SeriesE, if they think they're winning it, chances are they're winning it.
And SeriesE end up putting that wingman to work. The damage goes down, and that's going to be 19 squads remaining just like that. CLT going out as our first squad. SeriesE looking good right now, but there's some of these teams, you know, they're starting to feel the pressure in game 4. You know, obviously you have G2 sitting at what? I think it was a 48 points, some ridiculous amount, 38 coming out of Era. I mean, some of these squads are in that bottom half. They're really got to up the tempo, get those kills along with placement to catch up.
These squads are also still hoping to secure for themselves their drop spot. And Rockstar don't have theirs yet. We've seen them consistently in fights just over who's allowed to loot up in peace. And Kimchi Lee keeping everybody at a distance right now. Pumps the ult accelerant for hopefully a little bit more offensive and defensive utility on the Gibraltar. But they want to take the fight. They want to find these kills first and foremost. And Crummy, he pokes his head in first.
On board with the 24-year-old controller player, that's going to be Edgar Figueroa. Again, accumulated over $7,000 in prize pool money. That's a nice chunk of change. We're looking to add a little bit more to that as he's going in for the weak side flank. The door gets open, but the caustic gas is going off. Saturn doesn't have any nades to make them pay for that, but they have this building completely surrounded at the moment.
They're just going for the damage on the doors right now, looking their way, and there's really no way to push out of here as RKT, who are being slowly but surely shepherded down to that lower level. No choice here. They're being served to. But remember, last time we had this situation, Splash came in from the side, and with the stick here, it's softening everybody up. Crummy ends up going down. RK could actually find this fight, but with only one member remaining, I'm not sure they're going to be able to clutch it out because Kimchi, he's on the hunt.
That was a beautiful stick, but Rockstar still putting down the damage and Gibby player once again winning another gunfight, but it was at the expense of their Octane. He was able to get Bloodhound up. Armor swaps to be coming in real soon. Luckily, they're right outside of a respawn point, so they can pull it off, and that player can stay alive without getting third party. Back on board here with G2, getting to another engagement as Gentrifying, losing all of his shields, electing to get out of dodge, and Octane goes down. Octane has gone down.
And Gentrifying now the last one left alive as well. This is not looking good for G2, who do rely on being able to get those edge positions. Being denied one so suddenly and now being chased down like Gentrifying is not going to be good for their placements, but it's going to give other squads a fighting chance. People like Team Pringles, who have been doing so well near the top of the standings, might finally be able to crack into those top 2. As we pan back over, we're getting intel in a fight as well. But teams like Pringles, teams like SeriesE, who are willing to take fights with pro teams and come out on top, that's the real big deal about these partner teams. You never count them out.
And we're on board with probably some of the fan favorites here. TSM, Snipe Down, Imperial Hall, and Reps. You have your IGL in Imperial Hall, and Reps, a great player to just kind of round them out. He sits back with that G7 Scout, puts down damage, and then you have Snipe Down, which I talked about before. I watched the stream all the time. And every time you always hear him say, just unleash me. Let me go in and put down damage and open up so many alleyways for you guys. I will. He always says, I will make the game easier with my slaying ability.
He is so good at doing that, and I think that's an interesting part about the dynamic of TSM is when he does get unleashed, because Snipe Down, he doesn't say that for no reason. It's all about when is appropriate to do that, and so often Imperial, Hal, and Reps are the people who are hugging him in, being like, maybe we don't take this push, maybe we play a little bit more passive here, and it's all about knowing when the right moment to really unleash Snipe Down is, and TSM, whether they can do that perfectly or not is what more often wins them or loses them the game. But right now, they're taking a little bit more of a passive approach than we've seen in the past, though, choosing to control buildings one by one as they find themselves in no name and, more crucially, inside the circle.
The first 3 squads went down quick, but the game slowed down a lot. And when TSM is holding down a position, that's when you know the game is going slow. 2 of our players currently sitting at purple shields, and we have Reps right behind them with blue shields. We're going to switch over to CLG and see if they want to get into some action. The Peacekeeper is charged. His players above them. Can they slay out?
They're definitely not in the best spot as Bloodhound, that upsetting legend that was spoken of in the interview, definitely causing them some problems, as you can't really set up a strat. Well, Bloodhound is waiting for you on the other side. Lou, though, with the cheeky Peacekeeper shot, is hoping to line one up. Well, you get our first look at Knights this tournament. If they have been a quiet professional squad this game around, as they're really getting their feet under them when it comes to who's actually on the roster. We've seen a lot of swaps from them, and Knights are definitely still working on their synergy. Coming in today with Crook, Bronzy, and Gilderson's not the expected squad.
And I read someone in the chat said they have Knights taking this game, so we're on board with them at the moment. We have our Wraith player currently rocking that longbow, but they're taking some heavy damage. Era coming in with the R99, but heavy damage as well. Gibby ends up going down. So does our Bloodhound player. Knights are out of control, and that's going to be a squad wipe. Knights end up perfectly defending this room, but they need to watch out because the third party is coming in, and they do not have full shields. Gibby goes down for our Knights roster.
And we'll see if they're able to save Crooks up there, who right now doesn't exactly seem too happy in his position in the stairwell. It's very difficult to hold these buildings, but the nice thing about Lava Fisher is that we get a lot of these squads that sort of pile on top of each other. It doesn't look like it's going in the favor of Knights right now, as Gilderson's, he's backed into a corner right now, and though the R99 connects, though it does a lot of damage, it doesn't save his team.
And with our Gibby player completely eliminated and our Wraith currently down, I don't know what our Bloodhound player is going to do, but Applejack's not letting off the steam despite losing Crypto. They're going into the battle. It's a 2v3 situation. I don't like those numbers. I'm not good at math, but I don't like those numbers when it goes to a 2v3. Applejack's going to be losing another player, and that's going to be it. Say goodnight to Applejacks.
It's unfortunate for Applejacks, but it's a good time to get a taste of what this is like, because we haven't seen the birthday cake levels really come in just yet. This is our first taste of them here on the SAE series in week 2, but you're seeing a lot of the professional teams be able to outgun inside these buildings, and it's experience that the partner teams will, of course, need. Pringles taking their own fight, yet unsure who it's against, but with this finish off, we'll know that they were able to take down a member of Liquid.
And CLG coming out on top as well. 13 squads remaining. This game has quickly started to heat up, and you know I like it. The constant action, I'm about it. Bloodhound's going down for Error right now, so that's going to be leaving Gibby and Octane by themselves.
It's a tough spot for them to be in numbers-wise, but technically, at the very high level, and I mean that quite literally, they're doing really well. With this spot up top, despite the fact that they can't get Stewie, they can't exactly be pushed too easily either, especially with Oxy holding that stairwell right now, and it's going to come to a concentrated effort from the team below them if they want to find the kill. We take a look into the kill feed, though, and Phony's finding kills of his own. Kim Chi Lee going to go down again. Rockstar not having the best time here today. Really are being singled out, it seems, a little bit unfairly. We'll see if they can survive. We'll see if they can get that res.
Yeah, you definitely want to have your Gibby player up at all times. So Rockstar currently a man down going into 13 squads. Remaining a 303 member going down as well. 2 of them actually going down. So things not looking for good for 303 on the kill feed as Rockstar just holding their position. They have a couple of players in their sight. What is going to be their next play here?
You know, I want to take a moment to actually, it jumps from our screen for just a second as Kimchi Lee falls, and we're not going to have that info anymore. But I want to point out that Kimchi Lee was holding blue shields, and that's something that you don't want to normalize as being a part of your Gibby play. Gibby needs to be the tankiest member, because if he gets taken down, things go wrong very quickly. And that's exactly what we're seeing with TSM right now. Even Imperial Hal, with an incredible amount of mobility on the Octane, he's not going to be able to clutch this without reps by his side.
And he's not going to have Bloodhound either. Snipe Down has gone down. He's not out just yet, but we're looking at our Octane player, our IGL specialist. Can he come out with the win? I know he's at least in a 1v2. It might even end up being a 1v3, and he's going in for the weak side flank. Gets some early damage, but I don't know if he's going to, and that is it. TSM get put in the dirt.
And that's one of the best mechanical players in the game, right? That's a legend, I dare say, and I'm not even speaking about Octane in Imperial Hal that isn't able to clutch that situation because you're missing out on crucial elements of the squad. Intel, great capitalization. They find themselves an amazing building right outside Lava City. They get to reap the rewards, but you see how important Gibraltar is. Unfortunately, for 303, Gibraltar is all they have.
Well, you did say how important that Gibby player is going to be to your composition, but being by himself, is this what I think?
This is the
It's
Rat
the
Cam.
Tomcat Rat Cam. We're on board with the Rat Cam for 303. Okay, clearly he knows he's on cam right now because he's pulling a couple of emotes.
Escape shows off for the boys at home, and well, you got to be happy about it. You got to celebrate your moments where you can, because 303 are definitely going for positioning right now with not the ability to respawn available to them. In the meantime, Team Pringles, they're going for the win. They are so close to being able to crack those top 2 squads, to be able to put themselves in a position to win money today. We'll see if they can do it.
And CLG getting into another engagement, but Gibby gonna be taking the worst out of that gunfight, forced to back down and heal up. And their Octane player currently has red shields and an Eva, so that's I said before, I'm not good at math, but this looks like a good equation. I want to see Octane really set the tempo here. I want to see him open things up with a beautiful amount of damage, or just jump pad right on top. I'm liking the way CLG is playing. They're playing good, winning Apex. We're going to see if they can carry this out. Currently 12 squads remaining.
It's a creative positioning that Magnus takes and allows from the rest of his squad. Notice that they're also griefing the jump pad to make sure nobody else can get up there so that they can push down all alone. Lou going on the scouting right there because he has the Gibraltar arm shield to buffer him up. Gets to keep the squad under them under control and keep CLG quite literally at the top of their game.
And Razor going into a gunfight, want to get up and personal and get involved, but Gibby goes down and so does the entire team. 11 squads remaining, and I'm looking at the kill feed. It ain't getting any slower. These guys really ready to up the tempo. Clearly, they are warmed up.
Mullis is going to need to become one of our rats, but unfortunately, that opportunity is denied him by Era, one of the squads that has been also performing exceptionally well today. We see Cheez-It come up against Era, and this time, Era, they come out on top. We'll see if Cheez-It can take it back next time in a little bit of a revenge story, but for right now, for Intel, it is a story of liberation as they need to get themselves out from under the oppressive arm of CLG.
They do know that they do have the intel, if you will, that there's a team right above them, but they have a couple armor swaps down, and they are ready to fight. If that team wants to get froggy, they're ready for them to come down and leave. Intel's perfectly comfortable with holding down this room and making sure that the enemy team is going to be making a mistake, but looks like they're actually getting fought on, so there might be a third-party situation here.
Intel literally just get to farm this information, wait for somebody else to have to deal with them as Pop-Tarts try and take a fight with CLG, not getting the kills right there, but definitely making this the nice birthday cake that we were talking about earlier. We got a layer of Intel, a layer of Pop-Tarts, and at the very top, a layer of counter logic, which is exactly what an Intel and Pop-Tart would look like.
I'm sorry, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the cake.
I know, I'm trying to do it. I finished the sentence and I was like, I know it makes sense to me, but I'm not sure if it makes sense to the person who just hasn't been watching hours on hours of Apex.
And then we're still got the picture-on-picture action. We still have intel. But again, they know there's a battle going on right above them. It's kamikaze up there. But again, they're perfectly content. We're holding this down. It looks like they want to play for these placement points, and maybe towards the tail end of that gunfight, that's when they might make a move and go in for the easy cleanup kills. We're going to find out what happens here at CLG. We're hitting shots, have beautiful amount of shields at the moment. 10 squads remaining, only half the teams left of what we started with.
Somebody give our observer a raise as well, because that was an awesome shot going through the entire building, getting to see everyone at the same time. It's CLG still with what is looking like the God spot as we approach Ring 4, are very, very happy and don't have to go anywhere. They've got so much vertical mobility with people like Octane and Valkyrie at their side that controlling this high ground is easy and popping down for damage even easier. CLG in control of the game right now, could find their first win.
I will say I'm surprised at the lack of a Bloodhound, but I love what Valkyrie brings, especially on a map like World's Edge. They can easily get from the bottom to the top of a building from a non-advantageous position to a much advantageous within seconds. They have a team right in their sights. 9 squads remaining just like that, so we are getting down to the nitty-gritty here.
We really are, and it's CLG that are still on top, raining down hellfire onto those surrounding them. But it is an investment, right? They're not finding the kills just yet. They're looking for them with that defensive bombardment and the assistance there. But Lou goes very, very low. Who is sniping them?
And it looks like Lou actually be losing not only all of his shields, but his health as well. So he'll be forced to go in for the med kit. And that's the CLG playing this very patient right now. I'm not going to lie, I'm not this patient. I definitely would have Octane padded, flew up there, drop a Q for if I'm a Valkyrie. But CLG holding this down, but the ultimate is going to be coming in. And so is the nade. So it looks like CLG really wanted to up the tempo. That player ends up being cracked. The tactics are coming in there, launching every explosive in the game, but still holding down the top of building. They're well aware that there's about 2 or 3 teams around them, including themselves.
An era only 2 members strong right now are holding on. You get a shot of the sniper from the side there. Pringles is the one wielding that triple take, looking for the deadly shots here, and it looks like he's alone to me. A difficult spot to be in, but he's making the best of it, making it work, because he's the only one on this side of the map holding down the truck.
I don't know how this circle is coming in at this exact area, but I will say I'm loving it. It's creating beautiful action. This cake action that you're seeing right now, no team wanted to give an inch, let alone a mile. And CLG having the best position right now because they're sitting on top. But I will say they are starting to take some damage here, Dia. If you're CLG, are you comfortable up here, or are you thinking about maybe rotating out and getting to a different position and getting out of dodge? What are you doing if you're CLG?
I think you're wishing you could rotate. I think you're wishing that at this point you could find some sort of resources, but what you need to find are kills so that you get those shield bats and cells right back. CLG actually going for the push off the building right now, are going to be felled on the side. The fight is breaking out, and CLG are losing it even from their best position.
And their Gibby player is going to go down. Scratch that. So is Octane as well. But it looks like Valkyrie's going to go in for the res, even though the hill is closing in. This hill's going to hurt bad, and Splash now have taken position of exactly where CLG is, but they're taking damage. Luckily, the Gibby bubbles are coming in. They even have a couple armor swaps ready.
Splash now have taken this God spot. We did see the rest of Pringles out there on the side, though, so Fury definitely not alone. Has a chance to take this game. Keep your eyes on not even the underdogs, but the squad that no one has managed to talk about, because now they not only have that spot, they've got the ring here, and everybody who was piling up in this birthday cake of a building has to leave now or fall with it, much like Malice Mamba, much like Unjust Gibby, who are being knocked down. They take down Pop-Tarts, though. They take them out, and now with 3 squads remaining, it's up to Fury to do his best with 2 members to clutch this game.
And that's the way the birthday cake crumbles. We have just gone down to 3 squads at the moment, and Pringles is indeed one of them. I believe another one is CLG, and I want to say the final team is Intel, rotating late. 41 seconds, and round 6 is going to be closing it.
They're just pushing this. Pringles are full sending it. They're looking for their first win. 3 members strong. The shotgun not quite connecting means that Fury falls first, and it's up to Phony and Fearless to pull this out, let alone just Fearless here, who can't connect just quite, and takes long enough that Intel find their first win instead.
Woo! Our sponsor team's looking good, though, right now. Really representing when it came down to that final 3. They made up 2 of our final 3 teams, CLG being that third one. Intel and Pringles decided to let loose, and Intel were the ones that came out on top. Either way, I'm not sure exactly where Intel's were in the standings, but I know Pringles was in that top 4. Let's find out. Oh, I'm sure we'll find out maybe after a short break where Pringles end up.
I've been playing Apex for about 2 years now. What got me into Apex is I had a snowstorm come in when the game came out, and I was able to grind it for about 2-3 weeks straight, and I kind of just fell in love with the game at that point.
Give them the 3v2 fight as they go for the instant thirst and the chase onto the rest of this team. Good damage out here from Strictly as they'll finish off Etymology, and now it's the 2v1.
I normally play Wraith, but she's not really that good right now, so I kind of switched to Gibby. I normally run either an R301 or an Eva, or R301 PK, just because it's R301, so it's so overpowered right now, and then shotguns on Gibby is crazy too.
He's got to be careful. Strictly almost out that Eye of the Allfather there. Now he's going to go ahead and drop down with one of his squad members, pushing into that elevator shaft.
I would say I'm kind of the fragger. I mean, we just put this team together for fun in the beginning for the qualifiers, but I would say I definitely took the role as a fragger.
Team Rockstar, Kim Chi Lee and Strictly have been cracked, but Crummy is full health at this point. Does drop down with the Eva 8, or excuse me, with the 30-30.
I've actually never played with Crummy before, but I mean, the first time we played, we were all just laughing, just having a great time, and that's honestly a really big deal when it comes to competitive gaming. Is just the vibes, so I'm glad I got to team up with these boys. If you're looking for an extra energy boost, head over to walmart.com/esportsarena to get some new Rockstar products that you need. Hey, what's up? It's Strictly, and I play Apex Legends for Team Rockstar, and you're watching Rockstar Week.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Rockstar Week continues here on SeriesE. I'm your host, Yeso, and our 4th game of the day done, and we were asking for it all throughout the show. It was pro team, pro team, pro team. Where are the partnered squads? Well, they showed up here in game 4. We got Pringles and Intel in that late game fight, and Intel comes out on top, grabs the victory. Big game from them, and an absolutely chaotic finish to that game. I mean, we had probably, 8 different teams clamoring their way for a spot in that building. Intel ends up coming out on top of a crazy game number 4, and only 1 left to go. Let's check out our player of the game here. For game number 4, it's going to go over to Skittle Cakes here. 5 kills, just a little south of 1,000 damage there. I'm curious to see, and we'll obviously get to check it out when we look at our Mobile 1 leaderboard, how many kills they got total, but that's a solid 17 points there, and we'll have to see how that shakes things up for Team Intel. Obviously, they're trying to close the gap on the partnered standings between themselves and Team Razor, who, after their strong performance last night, grabbed 78 points and leapfrogged ahead of Intel, who was leading after the first day of play last Wednesday. Obviously, still very early on in the season. There's a lot more games to be played, a lot more ground to be made up, but definitely Intel is going to try and grab that #1 spot on the partnered standings as soon as possible and hold on to it for as long as they can. Now, I want to compare a couple of different teams who have been really strong early on in the day. We started game 4 with G2 Esports and Era Eternity at the top of the standings. I want to look at how they have done so far here today. Let's pull that one up. Just ignore the player portraits on there. Those aren't the G2 and Era boys, but 24 kills for G2 Esports through 4 games, 29 for the side of Era. So Era looking strong. Damage relatively close. They both had 1 game under their belt, and Era has actually had the better day on the average placement board. So really strong from them. Thank you, production, dropping those down. Average placement 7 for Area Eternity. So this is a really strong performance. And remember, this is a squad playing with kind of a new third. We've yet to get confirmation on who 100% is going to be that new third to replace GS Bird, but they're looking strong today. I think Oxy has been a great addition to this squad, and the question is, can they grab some more points here at the end of the day here? One more game to go. Can they challenge G2 Esports for the top of the leaderboard? The great thing is, we'll find out momentarily. Just want to remind you guys one more time, again, we're doing this awesome Rockstar giveaway on Twitter. If you want to get in on it, use !giveaway. It'll give you all the info that you need to get in on that fun. We got a season's worth of Rockstar energy cans and some awesome swag for you too. So make sure to do that. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, Dia and Why Not will get you ready for our final game of Rockstar Week.
Knocked him, got him. All right, last one. Do you see him?
Was it a stick? It was.
Ping him, ping him.
Though, hitting big.
Nice.
Peacekeeper in the back.
Good crack.
As well. I love that.
60 flash. Good knock, good knock. Get the last one. She's got self-res. All dead? Good job, boys. Let's go. If you're ever looking for a drink or something to give you that extra juice during your gaming sessions, make sure you check out walmart.com/esportsarena and go get some Rockstars. My name is Kimchi Lee, and I play Apex Legends for Team Rockstar, and you're watching Rockstar Week. All right, boys, I'm gonna bubble up. All right, we're bubble fighting. I'm switching to controller.
Cheez-It snapped. How's it taste? It's so thin, crispy, and cheesy. And I just want to keep eating it. And eating it.
They love them. Snapped. So good we may run out of cheese.
What's up, guys, and welcome back for the final game coming up soon, Tony, of the E-Series Week 2 Pro Night. But before we pop into that final game, we got to check what the stakes are, because you've only got one more chance to earn points, and our Mobile 1 leaderboard will tell you how many you've got to get to take that top spot. Moving on over, we're going to get the chance to see exactly how close, and oh, holy moly, Tony, how close is it?
47 points for our #1 team, but G2 right behind them, only 1 point behind. Pringles 1 point behind them, and even Intel are currently in the mix, rounding out your top 4. There are only 3 points between our #4 ranked team and our #1. That is absolutely incredible.
Rep your partnered squads, Pringles and Intel, bringing up that rear. They could take this with a single game, not even a win, just a single game. But before we pop into even more great Apex Legends, we need to take a look at the great Apex Legends that already happened with our Mobile 1 high performance moment. We'll be coming at you momentarily, taking a look at the decisive moments from Game 4 that led us to where we are now.
And this is where Pringles and Intel decided to leave it all on the line, and man, did it not disappoint. But obviously our Octane player did go down fairly early. Right after him was Gibby and Bloodhound, trying to do everything he can by himself, hitting some good shots, but even that wasn't enough. He ended up going down, but beautiful plays by both Pringles and Intel to round out our top 2. They were two out of the top 3 teams were our sponsored squads.
You know, we heard it in the chat. I really enjoyed this. The 2X wingman really doing him dirty there, as unfortunately Fearless wasn't quite able to get the win that would have rocketed them potentially to that first place with the extra points that you get, but they have the chance to take it one last time. And we have seen teams like Intel and Pringles consistently perform, consistently get their names into those top 5, and that very consistency is what makes teams professional. And these partnered squads, they are taking games off of folks. Soon they're going to be taking whole weeks off of folks. We'll see if this is that week, because I do believe it is, Tony. I really do, in my heart, think that we've got something special here.
Well, as I alluded to before, there's only 3 points that separate the top 4 from first place. So there's no guarantees there's going to be a professional org that's going to be taking this. We could easily see Team Pringles and their winning formula come to play and maybe steal away a game or two. And this is it. I mean, this is game 5. This is do or die. Now, granted, G2 and Era, easier said than done, taking them out. But again, Pringles and Intel are right in it, and largely because they finished out top 2 in that very last game. Can they do it again?
You know what? My chips are in that quarter. I think Pringles and Intel have what it takes. But remember, of course, that there are a bunch of other squads that could steal the win in a very unexpected way. We've got teams like XSET and Cloud9, even CLG, that are in touching distance of that first place spot. And those top 2 spots, remember, are the prized ones. You get $250 and $150 respectively. You want to walk away with that extra little bit to pad your pockets in Series E. Make sure that you can buy as much Rockstar as you need to be able to perform at a high level in the coming weeks.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Normally when a team wins, they're able to put out, usually anywhere between 18 to 21 points on average. So easily you can see Cloud9 coming out on top, CLG. It is crazy how close these teams are. I don't know if we've seen this before in Series E, but let me tell you, I'm loving every moment of it.
It's super crazy, and we've seen such polarizing performances in terms of the standings, but the thing that's really standing out to me is how close the competition is. We've seen almost every squad take out both a professional team, a high standings team, a low standing. It feels like anybody can take a fight off of anyone, and that's the thing that's making these games so close. It's what's making the standings so volatile, and now as we drop into World's Edge, we get to see that all one last time.
In football, we call it any given Sunday. Today, we're going to call it any given hump day, because you don't have to be the better team, but all you have to do is be better for one game. And this is it right here. I need all of my teams under the sound of my voice. Leave it all on the line. This is your time to shine, and I want to see a sponsor team come out top. I'm looking at you, Pringles. I'm looking at you, Intel. You are leading the pack right now. Let's see what you can do. Let's start on board here with Intel and our Gibby player, which is going to be Mr. Dupe.
Intel still with a relatively calm drop right now. Not one of the squads that we've seen be too contested here. They get to set themselves up really nicely. I'm keeping my eye on that kill feed, though, because teams like Rockstar and SeriesE are fighting early, and that determines so much. I want to see Rockstar win that fight at least once. I want to get their names out there, get them some good performances. But CLT, they remember their grudge they have against SeriesE, and we're already in that fight.
And like a phoenix, their logo, they will rise again. CLT currently have 2 players with blue shields, and our Bloodhound is playing behind them and currently baiting while dropping some excellent scans. They have all the information they need, and I believe they want to up the tempo. They're well aware. This is the last and final game. You need to put points on the board. Let's see what CLT can do.
Right now, they're doing just enough to get themselves their own spot back, pushing away SeriesE, who don't feel ready to have that fight, but as the scan comes right back in, SeriesE could have gotten their confidence back here, pushing forward. The R301 awaiting them on the other side, but they know what guns everybody has. You've heard the fire at least once, and maybe, just maybe, Team SeriesE think that they've got the edge in this particular engagement. Otagami looking his way forward with the Gibraltar, ends up forcing a dome, does Greek, and responding with your own dome a few seconds after could just be the thing that wins you the fight.
SeriesE still having 2 players currently with white shield, but one does have the purple. Not going to matter. They're ready for this gunfight. The Eva shots come in, and they're looking good. Here it goes. SeriesE able to win that battle, doing it quick, and we have a new kill leader just like that. It's going to be finicky coming out of SeriesE.
Charlotte Phoenix are so hungry, and it bites them there. The overextension on just one member topples the team like dominoes, and SeriesE, they're able to once again find that win. This spot is theirs. Pro team or not, SeriesE are kicking you out of launch site.
And when you're going into a tournament against professional teams, and I've been competing in esports for quite some time, you need to know deep down in your heart that you can beat out anybody. If it comes down to PIV versus PIV, you can simply win yours, and that's exactly what SeriesE did. They don't care who the names is on the other side of the fence. They're ready for that challenge. CLG currently having 2 players with blue shields. They're loving this area, but last time it did tend to bite them in the butt. They were holding down that top building and ended up being put down.
Speaking of last times as well, we've got to recognize that we got the chance to see that next circle, and it's centering us around Geyser that favored G2 the last time that we had a zone that was similar. It was a really rough game, a lot about controlling the high ground, and G2 was able to outmaneuver their way into a win, and just one win, even a good placement with several kills, could net G2 the top spot coming out of today. Keep your eyes on that squad. We'll see if they can find them. We'll see if we can find them later. As Applejacks, they're the ones that need to play a little bit more carefully here, not having the gear to back them up in any fight.
Yeah, I definitely want to see Applejacks milk their life, no pun intended. Currently still 2 players with white shields, so hopefully he can utilize that longbow to get some cheeky damage. Only 2 damage, and he's going to get himself some blue. It'll be a shame if he ends up going down with this white, but currently Pubsky, and Mr. Blueberry trying to stay alive to live another day. 18 squads remaining.
Applejack's incredibly talented as well. We talked about Kubsky a little while before, and we haven't really seen Team Applejacks be able to shine off the back of that. But if they can get themselves a nice position, we know that the 3v3s can be won, much like an Intel that we spoke about, who have also got themselves in a top spot. Ooh, maybe that 2 damage coming in. God, he saw it. Just went right by him. Ooh, you got another one. You got another one. Yeah, that's blue shield.
And that's all he needed, so now they're looking pretty decent, but ones that are looking even better is actually going to be Intel. 2 players currently sitting with purple shields, and even their artillery looking good as well. Spitfire, 200 damage, 203 ammo, along with that gold extended mag. Let me tell you, whoever thought about putting an attachment where if you put away your weapon, it reloads the weapon, you're a madman.
Yeah, absolute monster is designing Apex right now, and hey, it's putting Intel in a good spot, so I won't argue. Rise of the Partners, it starts today. We're going to see if Intel can pull that out, because they're not taking an engagement just yet, and I want to appreciate and notice, of course, that patience that they have to be able to hang on, not take anything that might lead them to a third party, and instead play this really patiently. They're in the second zone. They have nothing to gain right now from a fight.
Well, it looks like Cheese is trying to gain some KP right there, but it looks like it might bite them in the butt as well, because Octane, but hold on, Octane comes in. Mullis might have just cleaned that up. Intel coming in as well for the third party, but they end up losing their Gibraltar. Bloodhound going to be losing all of his shields and most of his health, and Bloodhound gets eliminated. That's going to leave Valkyrie by herself.
And Skittles not in a good position right now. Still technically alive, but we'll see how long that holds on for. Team Pop-Tarts as well. They're another one of those partnered squads that could take the top. They need to stay alive here. They need to keep the dream up. Pop-Tarts, see if they can do it, as they've claimed the toilet bowl for themselves right outside of Sorting Factory. It's a great spot if you can hold it, but it's so pushable.
Pop-Tarts currently built for the defense and the long game, not only running a Gibby, but also running a caustic as well. So they're perfectly set to hold down any position, and if anybody tries to push them, they'll be taking early damage and giving off information. I also love the use of the charge rifle, another late game long range weapon that can easily cheek out some damage. I'm liking the way they're playing right now. I can see this being successful for them, but let's see what Applejacks is going to do. We have our Wraith rocking the 30-30 and putting down damage. Clearly she knows what to do with it.
Man, people don't like the 30-30, but I can see Applejacks making some really nice use of it, and I'm starting to wonder whether I should start picking this up as well. Kopsky's going for the kidnap here, or maybe just the reposition on top. Looking for what's going on with this other squad who is dined and dashed their way away. Nobody wanted to challenge this aggressively pushing Wraith.
We still have 17 squads remaining. This is feeling like the calm before the storm. I feel like at any given moment, the tempo is going to be upped, and we're going to be dropping 3-4 squads back to back to back. I just feel it right now, but the hill is starting to rotate, and Applejacks are kind of far away. Obviously, they recognize that, so they're going to rotate on in, get a little bit closer. 2 minutes and 25 seconds, so they have time and a whole lot of Apex to be played.
Absolutely, and keep your eyes on the Applejacks squad, of course, to know whether they can actually find themselves a home inside the ring, because not having finished the team behind them, they're putting themselves in a position to be sandwiched if they don't end up getting a building that they can hold. But right now, though, they're looking for that extra little bit of KP, hedging their bets as everybody groups up with Kupski, gets back on the same page, and now can push for that third party in front of them.
And let me tell you, I mean, I love how versatile Gibby is as a character. You have that arm shield, so you have the advantage in any 1v1 gunfight. The bubble in case things get a little bit testy. And then if you really want to get offensive, you or defend the position, that ultimate bombardment. I think a Gibby is so important. Obviously, Bloodhound is great, Octane it as well. But I think your team goes as your Gibby goes, and Exit has just lost their Gibby player.
Oh my lord, Kenny is absolutely wrecking people with this wingman, though, so I'm not putting Exit out of the fight just yet, because if you can keep pulling out shots like that, you're going to be able to take anything. Having lost Rambo, though, is a big blow to this team, as his mechanics certainly do help in the late game fights, and they're not going to, it looks like, be able to grab the banner either. A big problem for a squad that could look to win the game.
And it was like off a screen, TSM might have just cleared out Era. Nice. So Era might be gone off. I know at least 2 of their players ended up going down, and they might end up being out. That's gonna be good for TSM, at least as far as the standings, because Era were in, I believe, in 2nd place, maybe even 1st.
Rockstar, though, has taken our energy. They made it out of Lava Fisher, but their journey has to end here as Cloud9 claim that kill and leave Rockstar in that 16th place without the points. Cloud9 owning the center of Harvester right now, have themselves in a great position, but are going to need to leave as that next ring will close in. It's worth noting as well, I wanted to point it out when we were observing them a little bit earlier, that Exit did manage to pick up their teammates' beacon there. They've got Rambo in their pocket using the crypto to be able to res him. So we'll see if they can get him back on the field or not, whether they can get that third player and have them make the difference as it goes towards the final ring.
And let me tell you, I mean, it's Rockstar week, but they just had a target on their back. It seemed like teams were just hunting them down. I thought they had home field advantage, but I think all it did was just put a target on their back as Cloud9 noticed about a minute left of this hill. Looks like they're going in for the early rotate, but they have been detected. Information has been given, and that team wants to hunt them down. Octane just barely getting away. He's going to back down to shield. Gibby not so fortunate. Going to lose all of his shield and most of his life. This is not looking good, and Pringles are on the prowl.
And looking for even more kills as well, having already taken down Abralele. But C9, they're answering back in their own way. With TSM right above Phony, he's going for the push right now with this Gibraltar, wanting to take the 1v1 with Hal. Has a few others in his back pocket as well, but just puts out some damage with the Eva. Goes back for his teammate, Fearless, who's right outside the ring right now. It's an awkward push for sure, but it's a good thing that he's got Fury at his back because there are so many squads right next to them.
I think Pringles is well aware that they're playing for the long game at the moment, so they can't leave any man left behind. Luckily, Bloodhound does end up getting his heals off in time. We have 13 squads remaining. Pringles currently playing in the hill, and they might end up pushing towards a team that would be gatekeeping that hill. I'm pretty sure there's at least one team that is doing so, but Pringles going to have to move out. They're taking damage and quick.
I think we've still got all of TSM up as well, ready to gatekeep that as well, and pushing that is going to be really difficult. I want to see how long these heals do last. Pringles, but G2, they've been caught in a little bit of an awkward spot as well. Their backs are to the edge of the ring, but I don't think they know Pringles are behind them. There's a chance to take out a favorite here if you can find an offensive push.
And we're going to switch gears over towards Splash. They're getting into an engagement. They're getting involved a little bit here, but they do not have the height advantage, and it's showing as that Bloodhound player is going to be absolutely clipped, losing all of his shields, and that was it. They're actually Malice Mamba ends up going down and gets thirsted. Turns is aware that he was in a bad situation, so he gets out of dodge, and Splash are going to be a man down. Let's take somehow make a play to get that banner. I don't know.
Where is TSM? I know that they're in the kill feed right now. They might be fighting with G2, but instead, it's G2 wiping out Team Pringles on the back end there. We talked about getting the jump on them, but will G2 be able to survive the ensuing fight? Because it seems like they're being collapsed on as well by Nestle Splash of all. Gonna have to ditch his 2 team members for right now, but still being chased down by turns. I don't think Gentrifying is gonna survive this one, even with the Wraith Q to take him to apparent safety. The flatline should be able to connect, and is gonna be able to find that last kill, taking G2 down.
So I remember the top 4. I remember we had Era, we had G2, I believe we had Team Pringles, and to my knowledge, Team Intel. I believe Era and G2 are gone. I believe Pringles are still alive, but I don't know about Team Intel. But 2 of our pro teams that were in that top 4 might just be gone. Things are looking good if you're a fan of our sponsor squads. They might be able to come out with the win on this one. And man, would that be great in our pro night with our Rockstar week here.
Very well might be able to. Team Cheez It also putting on a master performance this time around. Just take a look at the top of the screen, and it seems to say that Pringles are alive, so I'm going to hold out hopes. But Applejacks, that hope is just about all that they have, as there's no good place for Blueberry to go. In Cloud9, they're closing in for the kill, taking that last one and putting themselves 1 point further in the leaderboards, maybe even pushing themselves towards that win. They claim the bottom side of the sorting factory, and everybody's stacked on top of each other once again. But this time, Nestle Splash, they are throwing in grenades, they are throwing in damage, they are throwing in pain onto the Cloud9 squad.
And mind you, Splash is currently still down a player that was their Bloodhound, so they're not going to be getting early scans, late scans, any scans, but it looks like Octane doesn't care. Turds putting down some good damage on that player, utilizing that flatline high damage capacity, and I love the fact that it's great in the hip fire as well in case things end up getting close. We are only 9 squads remaining, less than 50% of the teams where we started with are here. TSM getting to an engagement as well, so things are really starting to heat up. I told you, earlier it was the calm before the storm. Here comes the storm.
It absolutely is coming, and you'd better be wary, as the next ring will be closing in just a minute 30, giving everybody time to think about their approach strat with no knowledge, no data for some of these squads on where everyone is. Not everybody here is running a Bloodhound.
And we heard one of our Rockstar members talk about how strong Bloodhound is, giving you that almost wall hack-like ability and giving you all the information possible. I think Bloodhound is a smart play, early game, late game, any game. I would want a Bloodhound on my squad. Razor currently holding on to that Octane, Bloodhound, and Gibby composition.
Yeah, this is the tried and true. This is what has gotten wins in the past, and what Razor's hoping to make their echo with today. We've been singing the praises of this squad as well, and we've yet to see them really take that win. Same thing with TSM, interestingly enough. One of the supposed best squads in professional play right now, still also waiting on their first win of the day. They've done really well. Let's see if they can claim that top spot. But we see how spread out everybody is right now and how spread out the engagements are going to be. We very well might get 2 separate fights again around the sorting factor. One on high ground, one on low ground. But right now, there's one on high ground that Razor simply isn't winning.
Ooh. And I believe Razor went down. That might have been courtesy of TSM. 8 squads remaining, and that hill was starting to move in 5 seconds. Things are going to have to start happening, and we're going to have to start getting involved. TSM perfectly fine with doing that late rotation. They're a strong squad, and we have a player on Intel with white shield currently ratting it out. How far can he make it? This is a Tomcat rat cam in session. Dude, you're on the screen.
Yeah, Tomcat sniffed him out there with the Bloodhound scan. Will they thirst for this kill? Picking up a flatline right now. Dupe has really been denied so much. But for right now, the problems are not his. They belong to Splash, who are on a bad end of the trade right now, leaving Turns as the last member left alive on the low ground right now. We'll see if he can clutch it out as well, because we've got 2 rats. Maybe they team up, form a little rat army, and take down the cats.
Well, with Error gone, we have G2 gone, and we have Pringles, I believe, might be at full effect, and Intel only having 1 player. Things are not looking good for them. If anything, if Pringles are still up and at full force, they might end up being the favorites to come out on top here, as we have another rat gam coming out of Nestle Splash's very own Mr. Turns.
Yeah, we're getting confirmation now that Pringles have indeed been knocked out. So who actually wins this game based on the points is very up in the air. But Liquid, they're trying to get as many points as possible, and that starts with taking down Gildersons, maybe even finding a few more kills as both bubbles go down. But Crook is going to fall, and the Knights are going to be wiped off of World's Edge.
Liquid doing a great job. This is a solid squad, a been there, done that kind of squad. They know exactly what they need to accomplish, and it's all about execution. And it looks like at this final game, they're executing. Speaking of a been there, done that squad, let's talk about TSM. We're holding this down, playing a bit slow right now, but I like it. They're putting down the damage, staying alive. They're playing for the long game with 6 squads remaining. We're going to find out if TSM can pull off the win.
Got a great spot, but the ring is so far away from them that I'm hesitant to call it a god spot just yet. You can see Cloud9 with a good place of their own have that high ground as well, and it's really a lot of these, a lot of star power in this final ring, as we've got the likes of Imperial Hell, Abralele, and the entirety of RNG off on the east right now, looking for a way in, but again, in a fight of their own. We're devolving into completely separate engagements, and TSM, they are full sending on theirs.
That they are, and this is the squad that does it. They have no problem getting aggressive because they win their gunfights. We're going to see if they can unleash at the moment. The bubble is going to be coming in because that is some heavy fire coming in right on them. The bubble coming just in time. And look at reps. 1,729 damage, only 1 kill, but 5 assists. He's putting in work for this here squad.
Yeah, Ref simply does not stop, and even now in the clutchest of moments, needing to get away from the defensive bombardment, they're dancing around. TSM are hanging on by a thread, but as the ring pushes them closer and closer to Cloud9, you've got to imagine these two squads are going to clash soon.
That they are in 57 seconds. That hill is going to be moving into no man's land, but TSM is sitting up high, putting down the shots. Nades are starting to fly. Here comes a great thermite. That's probably going to hit a little bit here. TSM are currently in great position to put down damage, but hold on. Reps ends up getting clipped, losing all of his shields and most of his life once again.
You're going to be able to medkit up. You are blessed that the knock doesn't come through there, because that is a signal to everyone in the lobby that you are ripe for the thing, and everybody's looking at TSM right now. Everybody's looking at Cloud9. These are the big squads here, and Renegades on that low ground are waiting for the fight to come to them. They're ready, but Cloud9, they're taking it to TSM. Will they win the fight? Only Snipe Down is left alive, and he's got a shotgun at his back, but he manages to clutch it out, finding that last knock and picking up his team as the ring closes in. Will he be able to survive?
Let's switch on board here with Liquid, because they're obviously in position here to make something happen. They can easily third-party something if they want. With 3 squads remaining, they can control the tempo, and that hill is moving pretty close to them. But we're going to find out how they can collapse into it, because there's 2 squads in front of them.
Liquid might actually be able to find a kill here if they can get these knocks fast enough. You can see the creative angles from Nocturnal net them quite a bit of damage, and even more comes in right now at a crucial time for TSM as they need to find their way into the circle. The 301 is doing a lot of work, and Nocturnal, most of all, he might be the one to set up Liquid for a win this round. Renegades on the low ground there, just with Bowser waiting it out. Everybody from Liquid takes up their positions. We'll see if they can clutch this game, whether TSM can finally get their first win. Who can say what today will bring, Tony?
Sadly, none of our sponsored teams available at the moment, but I love watching some of the best duke it out. The final 3, we have TSM and Liquid right next to each other. TSM looking good with that height advantage, and Liquid trying to get over to with the power, but Nocturnal going to lose everything, and that's going to be it. Nocturnal ends up going down, but Liquid still looking good. Only 2 squads remaining. We have a 2v3 situation going up against TSM, make that 2v2, and that's going to be it. TSM are your champions. There comes the kill leader, 7 on the board. TSM seemingly coming out of nowhere.
And they do it so quickly as well. My mind is boggled at how TSM did that, and how Imperial Hal managed to have the shot call on the push from behind that surely would have put them in the ground. It came down to the very wire there, and you were not kidding when you said the best of the best, Tony. We got the highest level of Apex Legends in that final circle.
Are you not entertained? Because I don't see how you couldn't be right now. That was absolutely incredible. Your final game, game 5. I said it before. It was that calm before the storm, and everybody leaving it all on the line. But now it's up until, I'll be honest with you, I don't know how the points are going to go. You know, our top 4 were all out. They didn't even make it to the final 3. So maybe TSM might have made a run. I know Cloud9 was in there. We got to go to a break. We got to figure this out because I only have 5 fingers. We got to figure this out.
Yeah, those of you looking will see me trying to furiously do math everywhere on my screen. There's no way that I can do it, so we're gonna have to take a quick break, get our best math experts on it, and then when we come right back, we're gonna announce the winners of this week's Pro Series E.
Hey, what's up? I'm Strictly, and thanks to Rockstar, I'm always playing at my peak performance.
He's got to be careful. Strictly pulls out that Eye of the Allfather there. Now he's going to go ahead and drop down with one of his squad members, pushing into that elevator shaft, and we'll find out in just a moment.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they approach this fight, but it's a lot of aggression. It's a lot of aggression happening fast. There goes
someone else to take the high ground here as we have a fight taking place not too far out from train.
If you're looking for an extra energy boost, head over to walmart.com/esportsarena to get some new Rockstar products that you need. And I play Apex Legends for Team Rockstar, and you're watching Rockstar League.
Hey, what's up? My name is Kimchi Lee, and I'm about to try the Fruit Punch flavored Rockstar. Never go wrong with Fruit Punch. Rockstar. You just stay knocking these out of the park. This flavor is on point. I love it. If you're ever looking for a drink or something to give you that extra juice during your gaming sessions, make sure you check out walmart.com/esportsarena and go get some Rockstars. I play Apex Legends for Team Rockstar, and you're watching Rockstar Week.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Yeso here once again. Game 5 all set there, and TSM coming out with a huge win. And now the question is, how does that shake up our Mobile 1 leaderboard? You heard Dia and Why Not talking about it on the cast there. We had G2, Era, Team Intel, and Pringles all up there in that top 4, but none of them made it into the late game. And the question is who was able to grab enough points to pull it out, or was TSM able to leapfrog everyone from, I believe, 9th place going into that last game? They had 20 points. We'll have to see how the standings shake up when we go back to Dia and Why Not there. They've been crushing it on the day, but let's check out our player of the game for our final game of the day. We'll pull this one up for you folks. It's our last player of the game of Rockstar Week. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. It's going to be Hal. No surprise here. 7 kills, 4 assists, and 2,500 damage. Impressive numbers, and in the end, not all that surprising. It's Imperial Hal. This is just what he does every single day. It's surprising to see TSM with so few points through 4 games, but they come out, they're clutch in the biggest one of the night. We'll have to see if it is enough to catapult them to the top of their first pro night here of Season 3 of Series E. It's been a fun run. We're going to go to a quick break. Before we do, though, just want to remind you guys, if you want to grab a Series E jersey like I'm rocking here today, maybe you need a pair of these awesome Esports Arena joggers that I'm rocking or anything else we got here, make sure to head over to shop.esportsarena.com to get all the merch that you need. And I got a little secret for you. You can use code ROCKSTAR15 at checkout to get 15% off your orders for the rest of this week. So that's shop.esportsarena.com. Get all the merch that you need. Grab one of these jerseys just like I'm rocking here today. Make sure to head over there. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, Dia, Why Not? They'll check out our Mobile 1 leaderboard and get us prepped to close the show.
I've been playing Apex Legends since the very beginning. What got me into it was I saw a bunch of streamers playing a brand new Battle Royale. It looked fast-paced, looked like a lot of fun, and I was looking for a new game to play anyways. So it was a really easy choice for me at the time.
Here as Kimchi Lee takes that turtle. He's got the death totem if he wants to drop that, but he doesn't even need it. The Prowler doing so much damage for him.
The legend that I most usually play is Pathfinder. I may play Gibraltar in comp, but that is a strictly business-only relationship. I really don't like playing him outside of comp. As for guns, can't go wrong with a wingman and a peacekeeper.
But it's Bets R Us that have the full reset. Kimchi Lee hasn't healed up yet though. This jump pad has been used, and now they're gonna go ahead and full send it, knowing it's the 2v1. Nemusona taking so much damage there, and it's gonna be the final melee.
Playing with Strictly and Crummy, to put it simply, it's like a roller coaster ride. You got your ups, you got your downs. At the end of the day, you come off the ride with a big old smile on your face, happy that you were on that ride, happy you're on the ride with them. I wouldn't want to have any other two teammates by my side frying out every week. My name is Kimchi Lee, and I play Apex Legends for Team Rockstar, and you're watching Rockstar Week.
Welcome back, folks, as we get into not even the last game, but just our last couple formalities here, Tony, for the SeriesE second week pro night, because we've got those Mobile One leaderboards ready to go. We're ready to find out who your champions were after 5 hard-fought games.
And there it is. G saw them in the chat. They were claiming the throne. G2.
Oh, my Lord.
Stealing the entire tournament away. Right behind them was Era, 48, only 2 points behind them. Before them, Team Intel and Pringles were in it as well. But this tournament belongs to G2. They played lights out. They played incredible. And honestly, they deserve that win.
They did. They do. They played extremely well throughout the entire tournament, and more often than not, we were calling out. Remember, they've got great positioning here. As much as it betrayed them in that last game, clearly their performances, their consistency was enough to take them to that top spot. But notice right below them, Era, Intel, Pringles, even TSM, 1 point away from each other. That's how ridiculously close this was. And hey, I might have been a little early, but I'm calling it. The rise of the partner teams, it's coming sooner than you'd think. I'd expect by next week, we're ready. We are ready for an Intel and a Pringles to claim that throne.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, they have nothing to hang their hats low about. I mean, third place, fourth place, Intel and Pringles, I want them to see them go back into the lab. I want to see them putting in that work. As Maya Angelou once said, you will face many defeats in life, but never let yourself be defeated. And I wouldn't even consider this a defeat. I mean, third and fourth place against some of the best of the best of the best. This was a win in my book. I want to see them come back and steal away the throne. Intel and Pringles, it's back to the drawing board.
And right now, what I want to see, Tony, is our final Mobile One high performance moment, because it all came down to a lot of really clutch plays there. I want to know which one was singled out. Right now, Nocturnal looked like such a huge threat to TSM, but this was what changed everything. Him getting caught by Imperial Hal there, being taken down, is the difference maker between Liquid winning and losing that game, and TSM executed perfectly.
He tried to make a play right there, but ended up getting caught. Either way, they still end up neutralizing the situation, but it didn't matter. Snipe down, putting in that work, and so did the entire team, honestly. You know, it just didn't matter. But I think you were right. Nocturnal coming in, trying to make the play with this Prowler, puts down some good damage, but he ended up getting put down.
It was an absolutely wild day of Apex Legends. I hope all of you enjoyed it, because I know that me and Tony certainly did. If you want to see even more Apex Legends like this, you can subscribe to us here. You can follow Esports Arena on Twitter, on Twitch, on everything Esports Arena. That's going to be all from Tony and myself, and I'm going to throw it over to Yeso to close us out.
All right, folks, welcome back for one final time here inside of Studio Red here for Rockstar Week. Do want to give a big shout out to Dia and Why Not. Gentlemen, y'all crushed it today. Much love. Give me some love in the chat for those two. They were fantastic on the cast day. No surprises, though. They are pros there, and they crushed it today. So a lot of fun. Really enjoyed watching you guys. And a lot of exciting games. G2 Esports with the back-to-back victories on Pro Nights to start off this season. And, hey, there's a reason I put them at number 3 in my Pro Team Power Rankings. Maybe I had to have them a little bit higher. Who knows? But they are coming out hot to start off this season. So congratulations to them. Very fun to watch. And TSM just coming up a little too short. And I think Dia makes a great point. I think we are very close to seeing these partner squads coming out on top. It was very late in Season 2 when we finally saw them coming out on top of Pro Nights. But Intel, Pringles, Razor, they are right on the cusp. And they have another shot next Wednesday. A couple of reminders here as we close the show. Obviously, it's Rockstar Week, folks. If you want to win those giveaways, hit exclamation point giveaway in chat to get all the info that you need. Also, if you missed any of the shows this week, if you missed any of the action, don't worry, we've got you covered. Final Circle will be live right here at twitch.tv/esportsarena at 5 p.m. Pacific time this Friday. We'll have a recap of everything that happened SeriesE. We'll talk about everything that's going on in the Apex world. We'll probably talk a little bit about what we're thinking is coming in the next season of Apex Legends. I'm excited for it, so don't miss out on that. It's been a fun show, folks. I hope you really enjoyed it. I certainly did for myself, the entire live broadcast crew, and everybody here at Esports Arena. Hope you have a great week. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again next time.